Hello and welcome to another episode of Do Go On. My name is Dave Warnicky, and as always, I'm here with Jess Perkins. Hello, Jess.
Hello, David. Your bottom is looking nice today.
Thank you. I'm glad I installed that mirror on the floor so you can see it while we record.
Yeah, I've got to stop wearing skirts to the work, though.
To the work.
To the work.
Well, this week we are joined not by Matt Stewart. He is gallivanting around the United States of America.
He's dead.
Filling in his large shoes this week is what can only be described as the most commonly requested guest in the history of the podcast, possibly by themselves.
Yes.
It's Sam Peterson. Hello, Sammy.
Feels good to request it and feels good to be here. I'll tell you that much for nothing.
Sometimes you just got to ask for what you want.
That's right.
And
actually,
you have done that.
I have done that. I said, hey, what up? I slid into your DMs.
Yeah.
Fire emoji,
Yeah.
what up? And then I said, hey, you absolute two baddies, what up?
Yeah.
What do you respond with?
And Dave said, wait, how dare you? We're not bad people.
Whoa, I'm a good person.
I was like, Dave, it's how the young kids talk these days.
He doesn't get
That's
it.
lit AF. That's lol.
What
That's
is...
lol.
That's lol.
That's lol. Lots of love.
We speak English on this podcast.
I know, but I'm having some fun. I'm mucking around and having a bit of fun, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Chill out.
Fun is fun.
Chill out.
I agree.
Fun is fun. Fun is fun. And I'm just putting my fun seatbelt on, if that's okay. You can't see that at home.
You've got to be safe.
You've got to be safe. God.
But what an absolute pleasure it is to have you here this week.
And what an honour, a do-go honour to be here.
I mean, not just a friend of the podcast. When people say that when it's like, oh, you're a friend of the podcast in that we've had
And
you
you don't
on.
mean it.
Or you've been on. We've been on
usually
your
it's a lie.
podcast, stuff like that.
Yeah,
but
you
like
don't mean it.
a friend IRL, dare I say?
Well, do you know what? I was there when I would like to say you two met for the first time.
Woo!
Dave Warnicky dates the entire audience, which I was in the show with, and you came along with your your Sin radio buddy at the time.
Yeah, that's right.
And Jess came along, and I was like, I've met
That's
Jess
true.
before, and then I was like, oh my God, do you want me to introduce you to Dave Warnicky? And you said, absolutely not. I don't like the guy.
Because I'd already met him.
Had we met?
Had you met?
Yeah, because you
No.
must. I think
Okay, I made the whole story up.
But it was probably only one of the first couple of times I'd met both
I like
of
to
you.
think so. I like to think
It was
so.
early in all of our friendship.
That was the first time I got the Sammy seal of approval, which meant you really started looking at me in a new light.
That's
Yes.
right.
Thank you for that.
That's right. That was a great show.
Wasn't a great show. I played Dave's manager. Which was loosely based on a real life manager.
That's right.
Very loosely based. It was actually basically that person.
But we renamed it the Samager.
The Samager.
Sam the manager.
That's
It's
good.
just clever stuff.
From there, we
good.
just don't stop joking.
We don't
Yeah.
stop joking. Remember one of the first jokes that I won't repeat here, but it was very full on and it was a weird thing to open with. And then it was fun from
That's
there.
right. We could really judge a crowd that night if they're on board or whether they went woo or they went, oh my God.
Yeah,
you
in the
can't
first
say
3
that.
seconds.
Yeah.
I think you guys should do another show together.
I would love to. I would absolutely love to.
Sorry
And
to put that
maybe-
on the record.
Well, I'll tell you what was a weird thing, and Matt Stewart brought this up, gorgeous Matt Stewart, who I also met at a comedy night, and Matt always brings up that I said to him, Andy Matthews told me to be nice to you tonight, and as my opening gambit, which I think is fun from me.
Still recovering.
Still recovering, yeah. Matt and I have been feuding ever since.
I
as
want you to
all
know I wouldn't be kind to you otherwise. But I'm under
FYI.
strict instructions from Andrew Matthews.
And he is watching over
He is
my show.
always
He watches
watching.
everything, the absolute baddie.
Yeah.
But when we did that show, Matt Stewart said to me, because then we did a few other shows, Dave and I did a few other shows, and I was the manager in the first show, but then I kind of confused myself because I was kind of me and kind of also Dave's manager for the rest of the show. So this is my public apology to Dave, I will apologise for the other shows because I don't really remember if I was me or a manager in those shows.
Right.
It really blurred the lines between a character I was trying to play and also myself because I was having a lot of fun up there.
Yeah.
Which, early days of comedy. God, you love them?
Back when it was fun.
Back when it used to be fun and before we were all jaded.
God, we're jaded and bitter now.
Aren't we all? But we still all get along in our own way. We've never sat in a room together.
In our own way. In our own way. We do get along.
We do in our own way.
In our own
way.
sick and twisted little way.
We don't have each other's numbers, but you talk to my manager, I talk to yours.
That's right.
My manager is you. It's
That's
very
right.
confusing.
That's right. Yeah. And I did tell Dave before that he is my emergency contact, and
Yeah.
he found that out in a crisis, and he helped me.
I actually found out I was somebody's emergency contact when it was like an emergency.
That's what Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a brutal way to find out.
Give people a heads up.
But in the way I stepped up
You always step up, though. That's you, though.
I took you to the hospital. You
did.
You've done your back really bad.
Because I'm 32 years old and I got out of bed.
Yeah.
That's how I did it.
Yeah.
But with your one, Jess, is it the kind of thing they make the call and they say, oh, you're this is the emergency contact? You're like, really?
I went to school with her. I don't really remember. Jess Perkins?
Sure.
From Triple J?
It was a good friend of mine who lives...
Two one will come first, then Triple J.
The Triple J text line is the emergency contact.
Yeah. They're like, Jess, please help me. And I'm like, I'm on air. I can't. If I leave, who presses the buttons? There's no one else. I'm alone.
There's no one else.
I'm alone.
Dr. Carl's behind you. I'm here, mate.
I'm here. I've got it.
I'm always
Out
here.
you go.
Out you go.
And Dr. Carl does weekend avos from there.
Were you confused by the
No, and
tap?
look, as it turns out, I was interstate, so she had told them, don't bother calling her. It was my friend Anna who lives really close to me.
Oh, okay.
And is single, and all of her family's in Perth.
Yeah.
So I'm close by proximity, but also a close friend. But yeah, she'd had a fall, and like had damaged her eye. But I was interstate and couldn't help her. So then she was just alone in hospital. It was an absolute nightmare.
Oh no! This way you give Dave as a secondary because he'll always be there.
That's right. No matter what, if I was interstate, I would have made it back. I would have chartered a helicopter.
For someone you've never met. Yeah. Of course I'll be there. Don't even think about it.
I don't know how he does it.
Not a
I don't
second
know how
call.
he does it. He always
Anna,
does it.
baby, I got you. Stop calling me baby.
Now, Sammy, this is a big time of year in the Do Go On podcasting calendar because we are celebrating Blockbuster-tober / Blowvember now.
Yes.
Where we count down our most requested topics of the year. We put out a big online poll.
Yeah.
A lot of people voted, and we are giving the people what they want in order. Now, I'm just having a little check here. This is the third most requested topic of the year, Sam.
Huge.
Can't believe it.
2 below me in most requested guest.
That's right.
That's huge. That's huge.
Here we've got the most requested guest and the third most requested topic. Together, this could be the most powerful episode we've ever done.
Powerful.
We should get the third most requested guest to be on the most requested episode.
It'll be Andy Matthews for sure.
Surely.
Let's bring it all back.
Again,
That's
it's him
callbacks.
requesting it.
Yeah.
Huge. We're up to the third most requested. It's my turn to do the report. It's been suggested by a lot of people, so I'll read out their names shortly.
This is huge.
But I do have a question to get us onto the topic.
Yeah, always start with a question.
Always start with a question. Here is my question. It's a loose question. Anyway,
Okay.
Which US state? I've got a few different facts here for you for this state. You can jump in
You
wherever
could go
you like.
if you want. If you had to pick 1 in 50 shot here.
Can I buzz in?
Sure, a US state.
I'm going to say USA.
No, Dave, do you want to have a crack?
Technically, he's covering quite a few there.
He is covering
But I
quite
said
a
all
few.
of it could be a part of that.
It is a part of that.
Okay.
So half a
I'm
point
half
to
right.
Sam.
I'm half right.
I'm going to say Canada.
That is incorrect. Okay. So then your first clue is nicknamed the Beehive State.
Oh,
The Beehive State.
I know this
Dave
one.
knows what
Do
it
you?
is. Dave knows what it is.
Yeah, but
He's a
keep
trivia
going,
guy.
Keep going with your clues, though.
Can I guess again?
Yep.
USA.
I mean, you're a lot
right.
close. You're a lot close.
This is good. Do I get another half a point? Because I've got a full point for getting it right, maybe.
I would
in
give
his
you
head.
1/3 of a point if that's
Yeah.
a clue to you.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's good.
You-
That's good.
The U part is
New York City. Is that quite good?
He's really good at geography.
Because it's
He's
really
so
I
good
get
at
this
it.
sort of stuff.
Yeah. Okay, what about capital Salt Lake City? Abbreviation UT.
Utah.
Utah.
He's got it.
He's done it.
got it.
I knew it from the start, but I wanted to have some fun because I love comedy and I love to pop cast.
I
They're my
wouldn't have had a
two big
fucking
things.
clue what the Beehive State is.
I've heard that before.
I reckon even you would have got to Salt Lake City and I would have been like, Salt Lake City?
Yeah,
Is that maybe
yeah.
Utah? I don't know. And then maybe the abbreviation might have got me there. But if that hadn't got me there, State Bird California Gull would have got me there.
That would have got you there.
100%.
Yeah.
What about, you clue, home of the Utah Jazz.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
It's one of those trick questions.
Is this a tricky one? Is this a tricky one? Utah, more like meter when I'm there. Is that
wow.
something?
That's
Can we
nice.
wrait that down?
Is that like you
Siri,
saying-
write that down.
Is that like you saying tar? Like me?
Yeah, tar.
Thank you.
I love it when people just say tar.
Me too.
It sounds a bit aggro sometimes. I was like, tar.
Well, it's because you
So I'm
teach
talking to a
children
toddler.
to say tar
Yeah.
before they can say thank you.
Do you say tar to people now?
Absolutely not.
No.
I think as an adult or beyond maybe the age of 5, saying tar is like so passive aggressive, isn't
I'm
it?
going to start doing it. I think it'll be so I'm going to get a coffee and go, tar,
Yeah. All right, tar.
tar, all right, tar for now. Tar for now. Say tough or now. Say tough or now, Bubba.
Tough or Sammy.
Tough or Sammy.
Tough or Sammy.
Tough or Sammy.
Say ta.
Ta, 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 ta.
Anyway, we're here to talk about Utah.
Could I do that for a bit more?
I can't. The third most requested topic is Utah.
Well, no. It's just something that has that exists inside Utah.
Beehives.
And a whole lot of soul.
Love it.
Oh, God.
No, this one's a bit of a paranormal, maybe a little bit of a spooky topic.
Okay, would have loved a warning.
Yeah, maybe don't listen to this one as you're trying to go to sleep in the dark, okay?
With your nightlight on.
You get a little spooked.
Oh, God, I don't get scared often.
You're gonna.
But when I do, I get scared. Let's just say that. I can say that.
I get a call as the emergency contact. Sam's had another spook.
Dave's phone just starts ringing while I'm here. He's had a spook.
He's had a spook
His
again.
His heart rate is going wild.
Dave's like, say no more, I'm on my way.
I get a notification from Sam's Apple Watch that he's having a heart attack.
Dave gets all of my notifications. And I've got an AirTag on myself. And Dave gets those notifications too. The AirTag is closer than you think.
Somebody has to.
Somebody's got to. I'm a single guy.
Somebody's got to be keeping an eye on you.
That's right, at all times. I need a carer.
And I won't do it. Yeah. I won't bloody do it.
You've said that. You've made that very clear over the years.
Incredibly clear. So, as I said, this has been suggested by a bunch of people. So, sit back and relax as I read off some names for you.
Here we go.
It's been suggested by Dakota from Alabama.
That's such a cool name.
Bethany Brown from Vegas.
No.
It's just like having Matt here.
He does like
commenting on every fucking name.
I won't. I'm going to sit this one out.
No. It's just makes me miss him.
Feel
free to pick a favourite.
Spencer Libby from Oxford. Holly G from Utah.
Holly G?
That must be Andrew G's relative.
I can only assume. Michael Daly from Essex. Aaron Wolfe from Daytona Beach. Paul Jacob from Michigan. Neil Staplin from Wisconsin. Phil Ellis from Hampshire. Andrew Mallard from Indiana. Brandon Castaneda from Utah.
That's good.
Utah. That's a great name.
From Utah. There's a few from Utah.
Okay.
Alison Beverly Day from Utah.
I love a three-pronged name.
Me too.
That's fun. Is it a triple barrel? Is that what you call them? Or double barrel? It's a double barrel if it's two.
Double
barrel surname with a fantastic first name.
Alison Beverly Day. Love it. So many good sounds in there.
Yeah.
Jackie Parsons from Perth. Martin Benson from Ennis in County Clare.
Oh, God. These names are incredible.
So good. And finally, Peter Kinsler from Wilmington, North Carolina.
That's the end of the podcast.
See you later. Good night, Australia.
we find a topic that people suggested, thank the people, and never talk about the topic.
Yeah. Just then move on to go, McDonald's. So the McDonald's Monopoly heist.
Just want to thank you guys. Just want to thank you guys for suggesting it, and good night.
That would be a good topic. We agree.
So
bye-bye.
The topic.
Bye. We don't have time.
The topic that they have suggested is Skinwalker Ranch. Does this ring any bells for you at all?
Disgusting.
It does. It's Skinwalker.
What is this? Is that two words, like Skywalker, or one like Skywalker?
I think it's all one word.
Luke
Skinwalker.
It's Luke Skinwalker's brother.
Yes, that's correct. Skinwalker Ranch.
Skinwalker Ranch.
Ranch Skinwalker.
Okay. It's a double barrel name.
And weird stuff can happen on a ranch.
Oh my God, it's so
right.
big.
Well, apparently it's the most studied paranormal hotspot in history, but like,
wow.
Now that I read that out, I'm like, what about Area 51?
Yeah.
Surely there's others.
Big. Yeah.
But it's definitely one that has been studied a lot.
Okay.
It's situated in northeastern Utah. It's a 512-acre parcel of picturesque desolation and is famed as a hotspot for everything from poltergeist phenomena and crop circles to UFO sightings, dangerous electromagnetic forces, dancing fireballs, and cattle mutilations.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's like Disneyland for spooky stuff.
Yeah.
It does.
It's amazing. They put them all in one area, I mean, there's stuff happening all over, but if we can get them to come together like in a convention center of sorts.
Yeah.
You go to your spooky
stall.
stall.
You go to one spot.
Spooky stall.
See everything spooky you want to see.
Get it done.
One spook, please.
Yeah. Like on my bucket list, I want to see some spooky orbs and some kind of a hyena hybrid animal.
I'd love to see some mutilated cattle, please.
Yeah. And they're like, well, have we got
for me.
the destination for you?
Yeah, wow. That is spooky.
It's a bit weird.
That is very spooky. Yeah, especially mutilated cows. That's freaky.
Yeah.
That does make me scared. I'll be honest. That does make me scared.
Yeah, I'm getting a notification of you.
Sammy's had a spook.
I've had a tiny little spook. I hope things go pretty smooth from here. Let's just say that.
We'll see. So some people believe that parts of northern Utah are the most active paranormal and supernatural hotspots on the planet.
Wow.
Lights in the sky, unusual humanoid figures, and even Bigfoot sightings have been witnessed in this area.
That's surely why they've rebranded as the Beehive State, because that's really cute.
Yeah,
and
not
I think
the spooky
the logo,
state.
if you see it is beehives, very cute. They've
You think bees are cute?
Yeah, really
If you
cute.
get up close. If you get up real close, they're kind of fluffy.
Yeah, I get
And they
that.
look kind of nice and cute. And Jerry Seinfeld always voices them.
That's true. And he's cute.
He is a cute... Can I just say that? He is a cute guy. And I
Cute
always bring
patootie.
it up, but he is cute.
So cute.
Yeah, two letters for you. QT. Let's just say
I
that.
think bees are cute.
Yeah, bees are cute. Do you not like them, Jess?
No, I don't. I am.
God, don't go to Utah.
I'm a little indifferent to bees.
What about the European ones, the bumblebees that are like they're all fluff?
They're all fluff.
Yeah, I can get around that.
All fluff, all scruff.
I was walking the dog the other day, and my partner,
Bragging.
there was bees around, and he was like, "Are you a bit scared of bees?" Because he was a bit anxious, and I was like, "No." What are you? He's like, "Yeah." I'm
Yeah.
like, why? He goes, "Well, I got stung as a kid." And I'm like, "Okay, and do you have an allergic reaction?" He's like, "No." And I'm like, "Then I don't think you have." I think the fear of bees is what if I am allergic and I don't know it and I have an anaphylactic shock.
Yeah.
You know you're not allergic to bees.
Yeah.
So
That's why I've got Dave on standby just in case.
Just
I'm
in
allergic.
case.
Yeah.
I've got the EpiPen strapped to my shin, just in case.
Have you ever
you are full on, Dave.
either of you, have you ever had a friend that is terrified of birds, or are you terrified of birds?
Nah.
I've got a friend who just cannot be near a bird when it flies
Oh
by.
wow! Even
and it's so
like a seagull overhead.
yeah, and I guess it's because they're swooping them, but I don't know
Yeah.
if birds really ever I guess they can kind of claw on a little
Sure.
bit, but I don't know. I think bees. I'd be more terrified of bees than I would about birds. Birds kind of feel a little bit chill.
I
They're
can
very
punch a
pretty.
bird.
You can, and you will have.
If it's coming right at me, I can punch
you
a bird.
can knock it out
Yeah.
in one single
Those
blow.
really big birds, like a big old
Albatross?
eagle or something, I'm going to be like, okay, I'm a bit scared of you. But like
2 punches.
a pigeon flapping at me,
Yeah.
fucking come here.
Me, my two,
Out of the sky.
my two mates, Hosp and Pittle, you're going to meet them. Come here, bird. Bang, bang, out. You're just walking around punching birds in the face.
Only if they're coming at me
Oh,
first.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
self-defense.
You're not attacking them. You're not running up and hitting them like Rocky training.
I'm not
I'm the
attacking any
Tigers playing.
birds.
You're not. And that's on
No
the
animal
record.
cruelty
That is
here.
on
You
the
don't go to
record.
the Birds of Prey show at the Healesville Sanctuary and just start punching eagles.
Absolutely not. I
punching
go
on.
and I love that show.
They are
And I
pretty-
say,
and you
wow, look
should
at
love
these
that
majestic animals.
They are majestic in their own way.
Yeah,
Anyway, can I go
prefer
back to
bees.
talking about spooky shit?
Sure about that.
Thank you
yeah.
so much.
Okay, but in summary, some people would find bees spooky. I
Yeah,
some
but
people
you
might.
think
Your
they're cute.
partner.
You think they're cutie patooties.
Yeah, they're so cute.
some people find mutilated cattle's cute. There's something for everyone here.
That's right.
Yeah, I get the horn.
You might think Bigfoot. Hello.
Big feet. No, that means
Exactly right.
That's what I've heard.
So much of the strange activity is concentrated in and around the Uinta Basin. I didn't look up how to say it.
I wouldn't worry about
it. It won't
it.
come up that much anyway.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Which covers nearly all of sort of northeastern Utah.
Right.
But some believe that within that basin, there's an epicenter from which all of these bizarre phenomena seem to manifest. So you've got Skinwalker Ranch. It's situated about 100 miles east of Salt Lake City. And as with any large property like it, traditionally it just sort of adopts the name of the current owner as it sort of gets passed on. It would be like Warnocky Ranch, and then I'd buy it from you and it'd be Perkins Ranch or whatever I want to call it or whatever.
Right.
That's
The
nice.
name changes. But over time, it's sort of come to just be known as Skinwalker Ranch. So the native Ute people, the indigenous people, believe that the ranch is sort of the focal point of a curse that was placed on them by the Navajo people.
Wow.
And tribe members were and still are forbidden from setting foot on this land as they believe it to be in the path of the skinwalker, which is like a type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn into or possess or disguise themselves as an animal.
Oh, that's a bit scary.
They're like a bit of a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
And they can just be any animal.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
They believe in themselves.
And
sure.
it's pretty, yeah, if they
They
want.
believe
yeah.
if they want to be. I don't know.
It's really interesting. The kind of history of like skinwalkers, it's not something that Native American people will talk about, especially to non-Native people.
Right. Okay.
But they're like, yeah, skinwalkers they're the baddies.
yeah,
in a
I
big
get
way.
absolute baddies.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never heard of a skinwalker before. Absolute baddies.
But-
in the bad way, though. That's the bad way.
Yeah, so the bad way.
That's a bad way.
hearing the name, you know, that instantly I was like, I don't know what that is, but it doesn't sound nice.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Skinwalker.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a skin crawl. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So they're not fucking with them.
Okay.
So because of this native legend, the ranch became known to the locals as Skinwalker Ranch. It sort of didn't change names as it got passed down.
Yeah, right.
So throughout the later half of the 20th century, Skinwalker Ranch was owned by a family which long remained anonymous in this mysterious story, but we now know was Edith and Kenneth Myers, who owned the property for about 60 years.
Before they started Maya, the company in Australia.
That's right, yeah, and we thank them for it.
Thank them for it
A
every
department
day.
store.
Oh, God, it's good.
It's got everything you need.
Yep, not a plug.
It's a one-stop shop.
It is. You don't need to go shopping anywhere else. If you've got a Maya, you're fine.
Yeah.
Move on.
Lovely Christmas windows.
Beautiful Christmas windows. You need a dress shirt and also a tie and some board shorts.
Some glasses, maybe
and
some glassware.
Some glassware.
Some glassware.
Just describing what I'm wearing right now.
Toaster.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're wearing some glassware. Lovely glassware, board shorts.
And
Dave's wearing it all. Yeah.
That's a jacket.
He's a fancy guy. So for reasons unknown, though, they suddenly and inexplicably vacated the property in 1987, leaving it empty and unattended for more than 7 years. That was until 1994 when it was purchased by Terry and Gwen Sherman. Along with their 2 children, the couple believed that they'd bought their dream home.
Of course, you would.
Oh, no one's told
a
them.
big, beautiful bit of land.
No one's told them. The real
estate you have to.
No one's told them what? No one's told them what?
What? The skinwalkers around these here parts.
And they're like, oh, see that sign says Skinwalker Ranch. What's that mean? The real estate agent's like, nothing.
Skinwalker own this.
Yeah. Just Eric Skin and Terry Walker came together. Lovely people.
Lovely people.
Still alive. Definitely still alive.
Still alive. Still happy.
Alive. Very happy.
They're just
out
downsizing.
They're downsizing. They need a smaller ranch.
They did.
A safer ranch.
This ranch was so profitable for them.
Oh, so
they're
nice.
Mega rich.
Yeah.
And so they've moved. They live on a yacht.
They live on a
They're on a yacht now.
Yeah. In a paddock underground.
That could be you.
That could be you.
Yeah, that could be you.
Paddock underground. So Terry planned to use the space on the ranch for cattle, but he couldn't have known that the land he had just purchased would almost destroy him financially and psychologically.
Oh, no. Terry. My goodness, Terry.
When they first moved into the property, day they're moving in, unpacking boxes.
God, I did that recently. Absolute nightmare.
Oh, the worst
God,
thing
you're
in the
moving
world.
house. Oh,
the worst thing in the world.
It is the worst thing in the world.
Such a funny thing to say given the
About
current
anything.
climate of the world.
It is the worst. God, I hate that when people do that.
moving house.
God, I hate that. My coffee's too hot. Worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
God, I hate that. God, I hate that.
So anyway, they're moving in and they found the main homestead to be very run down and in need of some attention. But, I mean, they anticipated that. It's an old property. It's been left there empty for a few years. It's going to need a lick of paint, a little TLC.
Right, sure. That's tender loving care.
Okay. I just can't keep up with
I
these
know,
kids.
it's too hard.
It's
You're
so
absolute
tough.
baddie. You're doing well.
You're really old. But they were surprised to find a large number of deadbolts around the property, both on the outside but also the inside.
You only want alive bolts. Do you need to go to an ad break? I think I got you out. Don't worry about it.
Sammy,
I think I just got you out.
You're a guest here. You just get to sit back and relax.
Oh.
You don't need to throw to ads.
All right, you just let me know. If you want me to throw to ads, I'll throw to ads.
I'll let you know.
If you want me to go out on a high, I'll go out on a high.
So just back to the deadbolts. Were you more surprised about the ones on the inside?
Yeah.
Normally when I lock a door, it's from the inside so people can't get in when I'm home.
Sure.
The ones on the outside would be a bit more.
See, I'm the opposite.
You lock it from the outside.
That's a good point, but
I
it's like
asked someone to come and lock it for me.
inside windows and stuff, like big heavy bolts on them.
Okay.
Yeah, good point about that's where locks would be.
I tell my neighbour every night, you lock me in tonight.
But I do have to get up early for work tomorrow.
So if you could, and if I don't answer my phone, my emergency contact Dave will be here within the second.
Anyway, he's got keys.
Don't worry, he's got keys. I don't have keys. He has keys.
I don't trust myself with keys.
I don't trust I don't
Dave
need
carries
keys.
my keys.
Don't to burden myself with that. Dave will have everything you need.
Dave, I'm home.
Dave just got home. Where are you?
Come lock me in, please.
Come lock me in tonight. Thanks, Dave.
Every night.
Every night.
Dave doesn't have a life.
Doesn't need one. Not with me.
They found thick chains inside as well, used to chain up guard dogs.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's all right. I'm freaking out now.
Yeah, it just all felt a little bit weird, but they just assumed it was the previous owners being a bit kooky.
There's a large harpoon on the wall.
And they're like, okay.
It's fine.
So as they're in the process of moving in all their boxes,
God, I've been there.
they spotted worst thing in the world. They spotted something in the distance. And as it got closer, they could see it was a wolf.
Okay. Oh, my gosh.
But Terry Sherman was immediately concerned, and not just because it was a wolf, because based on its size...
It was made of bees.
It's made of bees. A wolf made of bees.
And Terry's deadly afraid.
Very close.
And allergic.
Very cute up close. Not that far away. Terrifying.
Far away, very scary.
Very scary.
Up close, adorable. Jerry Seinfeld?
That's so fluffy.
Based on its size compared to fence posts and bushes in the distance, he could tell it was at least 3 times the size of a regular wolf.
I reckon Terry's just got no idea of what perspective is. Yeah. Look, there's a mountain like 3 kilometres behind it. It's the same size as the mountain. So is it the size of a mountain?
Hold on, my hand is huge. Oh, no, wait. No, it's normal size. That's normal size.
God, the wolf's the size of my hand.
The wolf is the size of my hand.
But you're saying he's comparing it to
I don't think there's any risk of people getting spooked listening to this episode.
I'm scared.
Are you?
I'm trying to protect everyone else.
With humour.
And God, the worst thing in the world.
Yeah,
humour.
People have heard about moving house. People are terrified right now.
Terrified right
So
now.
I think that's 3 times the size of a regular wolf.
That's very big because wolves are already big and big
They're
dogs.
big.
Big dog.
And so it got quite close to them, but it sort of slowed down and stopped about 50 feet away from the family and was looking at them with bright blue eyes.
They don't usually have bright blue eyes, do
No.
they? That's interesting.
But also, like, they were talking about that's like, it almost seemed tame. Like, it was kind of like wagging its tail and looking like a sort of domesticated dog kind of thing.
Hey!
Apparently, one of them was able to, like, give it a pat.
Oh.
And it let
From
it.
50 feet
No,
away.
it got
That's a
closer.
long arm.
It got closer.
Oh, sure.
Fuck, Dad. I've worked so hard on this thing. Can't believe I miss Matt.
Hey,
he's
don't say
inane,
that.
rambling.
Don't say that.
He would absolutely be talking bollocks right now.
He'd be talking bollocks out of his bollocks.
Because he'd be so scared.
He'd be so
That's
scared
right.
now.
Right,
Bright blue eyes. I know a couple of boys with bright blue eyes.
Sitting right here.
Huh? Huh?
Sitting right here.
Yep.
Sitting right here.
Couple of wolves. Of the wolf pack.
We are the wolf pack, aren't we?
But suddenly,
Aren't we?
the wolf noticed one of the family's baby cows, a calf, if you will.
Oh, well.
And it quickly moved to where the calf was and took its head in its mouth.
Oh.
Just decided to attack a calf.
Just playing or...
So Terry, he's sort of like, get off. So he's hitting the wolf with planks of wood. He called out for somebody to get his shotgun. He got the gun. He shot the wolf right in the abdomen, and it did nothing.
Oh my God.
The wolf didn't even react.
It's wearing body armour.
Probably full vest of armour.
Yep.
Yeah.
He fired again, still nothing.
Oh my God. It's not a wolf. It's a tank. Terry, come on.
Terry, come on, it's a tank. You're being under attack.
A third shot had some kind of effect. The wolf released the calf and sort of backed up a little bit, but still wasn't looking...
After being shot a couple of times.
Yeah,
I did
3
that too.
times now.
Yeah.
And a fourth shot straight to its heart. And still, the wolf looked pretty unfazed.
Is it one of those things like in an action movie where, you shoot someone and you expect them to stop, but then they just slowly look at you like they're really annoyed by it?
It feels like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the person drops the gun and puts their hands up and goes, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
It has that kind of vibe.
I'd do that if I was an actor and I didn't want to die in the scene. Just keep walking.
Yeah.
Just keep walking through. Get shot again.
The
I'm still
squibs
walking.
are going off underneath your shirt. So it's
fine.
looking like you're being shot repeatedly, but you're just walking
Just
slow-mo
walking.
into the camera.
Feeling good. Looking powerful.
I'm proud I remembered the word squib.
Yeah,
That was good. That was nice.
And then you go to the director, can I get a copy of that footage?
But go for my sizzle reel.
I understand I'm fired, but can I get a copy of that?
I do
I
understand.
won't be doing it again. And I understand.
My leaving package. Could I get this?
Can I get that? So eventually, they've shot the wolf 4 times now.
That's
eventually,
absolutely wild.
That is
it
a lot.
retreats. It sort of wanders off. Probably runs off.
Yeah.
But worried about the safety of his family and his cattle, Terry and his son grabbed their guns and followed the wolf. They're like, let's fuck it, we're
don't
going to
do
kill this
that.
wolf. You're just moving in. I bet Gwen's like, yeah, no worries, I'll unpack the fucking boxes.
Yeah. Oh, God, I've been there.
They're like,
every time
anything to get away.
Yeah.
That's so funny because it happened with me because I was moving the boxes as the movers went around to kill all of the wolves around.
Oh, my God.
It was so, and I was unpacking all the boxes.
And you're like, I'm not paying you for killing
I'm not paying you for
wolves.
killing wolves. I go, you got to kill this wolf though. You got to kill this wolf though.
It's like that classic, I'm seeing it a lot on TikTok lately, of like women talking about getting their house ready for a gathering. Or they're like doing all the cooking or like cleaning up, and their husband goes and mows the lawn or cleans the outdoor windows or something.
Yeah.
And she's like, that doesn't help.
It's not the time.
That's what Gwen feels
We're not
like
eating
right
off the
now.
windows.
Yeah. Gwen's like, okay, so I'll just like set up everyone's bed so we have somewhere to sleep.
Where I'm pretending I'm in the Roman Empire. I've got a huge sword and I'm following a wolf down the road.
Anyway, Anyway, so they follow the wolf's tracks for around half an hour, and they eventually find themselves in a wide mud bank. And they could see the wolf's prints in the mud, so they're following that along. But at a point in the middle of the wide stretch of mud, the paw prints abruptly stopped.
Oh, gosh.
To avoid leaving more prints, the wolf would have had to have jumped like 40 or 50 feet.
Yeah, that's probably possible. That's what we're all thinking, isn't it? That's probably possible.
Yeah.
That does seem like quite a long way.
Yeah.
Quite a long way. So it seemed like the wolf had disappeared into thin air.
I don't think so.
But maybe.
Okay, skeptic over here.
Yeah,
I'm a big old skepto.
But I'm over here going, I believe.
I believe.
Oh, you believe
I want
right
to
now?
believe.
I want to believe, absolutely.
You want to believe, right? Well, I just flat out don't.
No.
Well, let's see if this next bit gets you, because some of this is spooky ooky.
Oh, God, I'm terrified now.
So over
You
the
getting
coming
alerts?
Yeah, the panic button's been pushed.
Over the coming weeks, Terry's wife Gwen had some strange experiences in their new home. Small things that would make her feel like she was losing her mind. Things like unpacking the groceries and then leaving the room, only to return to the kitchen and find all the groceries in bags on the counter.
Well,
that happened repeatedly.
So she unpacked them, put
Yeah.
them like in the
Repack.
pantry,
Put
in the
them all
fridge,
away.
and then they're back on the counter.
Yeah,
Okay.
in the bags.
Is someone playing a hilarious practical joke on her? Because that would be very funny.
Quite a lot of work to unpack everything, but maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What about this one, though? Other times, she would lay out her towel and hairbrush before having a shower, only to find them missing when she got out of the shower. And she would find them eventually, hours later, somewhere really random in the house.
She got slippery surfaces.
It just slipped off, you reckon?
Because I grease up all of my surfaces every night, as you know.
Before a shower.
Before
That's
a
why you keep
shower.
hurting your back.
Oh, it makes sense. Oh, God! I'm an idiot! Keep slipping in the
The
shower.
noise and face you just made. Oh! Was incredible.
Thank you so much.
I want it on a t-shirt.
I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Anyway, so yeah, how do you explain that? Where's her towel going? Where's her hairbrush
And
going?
that
her
would be
hairbrush
so annoying to get out.
Oh, yeah.
No towel.
You're looking around the house sort of dripping wet and cold.
And
Where's
your
my
hair's a
towel?
mess.
Your hair's a mess. That's the most important bit. Top down. Always top down. Hair first.
Yep.
Then care second.
Yep, hair and care.
You know that. I'm always saying that.
He's always saying that. Things would go missing off and around the property and then turn up in strange places. Terry one time was fixing a fence and a pretty large piece of equipment he was using suddenly vanished. Like he used it, went to do something, turned around, it's gone. And he thought his kids had played a trick on him or something. But they were like, nope, everyone's been in the house. It appeared a few weeks later hanging in a tree on the other side of the ranch, like 20 meters off the ground.
That's a good prank.
That's a good prank. Yeah, I love hanging stuff up in different places.
At other times, lights were seen on the property. Initially, Terry thought it was headlights, sort of assumed people had taken a wrong turn and would make their way back to the main road.
First step, grab the shotgun.
That's right.
Terry,
Always.
shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah, that's right. That's your right.
Yeah, shoot from the hip every time.
Shotgun from the hip.
Always place it on your hip and shoot.
He looks psycho.
He's never hit.
I've never hit. That's his claim to fame. I've never hit.
I've never hit anything.
Yeah, I shot that wall 4 times. I mean, I missed 4 times.
From the hip.
But I did shoot towards it, roughly. But one time he saw the lights and he approached them. He thought it was people that were like hunting on his land. So he sort of went towards the car. But as he approached, the lights seemed to move away from him and he realized there was no engine sound. And the lights then suddenly moved up into the air, flying above the tree line.
Tesla.
Probably a Tesla. It's a new
Quiet.
feature in a Tesla.
Quiet
Makes
and
sense?
flying.
And flying.
That's just one button. Does that?
It's amazing.
You pay extra. One button. Does that?
How much extra?
$10.
Jeez, that's all right.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
You'd actually be silly not to.
It's silly. That's how they get you. That's how they get you.
But the maintenance
silly
on
not
that
to.
feature,
Thousands of dollars a day. Per day.
it's crazy how they get you.
So he's seen these lights fly over the trees.
And these lights become a frequent occurrence. This happens all the time.
I'd walk out there and I would just say, stop. I would just say, enough is enough.
I've had enough.
I've had enough of it. I've had a gutful and I wish you good night. And I would go to bed and I would sleep. I would sleep all night on my oiled up bed.
Yep.
I'd slip out during the night.
Yep.
I'd call Dave. I've hurt my back again.
I've slipped
He'd
out
take
of bed.
I don't know how it's happened.
I've slipped out of bed. I'm
You
all
know
slippy
how hard it
slidey
is
again.
to like pick up a man who's covered in oil and put him in the back of your car? Very difficult.
Did you have to lay out a tarp or something
Yeah,
top
yeah.
down, top
I've got to
down.
wear like oven mitts.
to deal with it?
He's also very hot.
Could I ask, sorry, a personal question, but how does your wife feel about your commitments to Sam Peterson?
Very supportive.
Very supportive.
that's
She's
good.
very
That's
supportive.
good, yeah.
No, sorry, he's talking about me. I'm very supportive.
Sam helps me get through it. Don't listen to her.
Why are you talking to her again?
I'm all you need.
Just crying. My mascara's running down my face. Oh, God, he's crying again. Is that mascara running down or just oil running off his face?
It's hard to say.
Can never know.
It's hard to say.
You can never know.
On one occasion, the Shermans saw a strange hyena-like creature attacking one of their horses. And they
I was just trying to sleep. I don't know, something like that. Do you need to go another break?
Described as low to the ground, heavily muscled, weighing perhaps 200 pounds, with curly red hair and a bushy tail.
This doesn't sound like a hyena to me.
No, it's a hyena-like. Sounds like Carrot Top.
He's very buff now.
Is he?
Have you seen him?
Nah.
God, he looks good.
Wow, good for Carrot Top.
He looks great.
Seinfeld and Carrot Top. God, I'm attracted to both of them.
And really topical references. Very timely.
God, I love to be topical. Finger on the pulse over here. Don't know whose pulse.
Sammy P and the Zeitgeist are like this.
Oh, we get it. I get it.
As Mr. Sherman approached the animal, it vanished before his eyes. Afterwards, they checked the horse and found numerous claw marks on its legs.
Ow.
But a few months later, a neighbour reported seeing a similar beast running across their property.
Oh, my goodness. Carrot Top again.
Spooky. Come winter, the ranch was hit with a particularly cold snap and a lot of snow, and Terry found himself out rather late one night on horseback looking for one of his prize Angus cows that had wandered away from the herd. He eventually spotted hoof prints, relieved he wasn't too far from finding his cow. He followed the tracks into a clearing in a densely wooded area, but once again found that the prints stopped suddenly, much like the prints of the wolf.
Cows certainly can't jump 50 feet.
They cannot. I don't think they
no,
can. They jump at all?
Cannot.
Yeah.
I don't know, actually. I don't know. They can't walk downstairs.
We know that for sure.
Because I've got one in my apartment and I can't get it out. That's why I deadlock every night.
You're going to have to crane it out.
I'm going to have to crane it out, and that's okay. That's okay. I think it's fine. Take a wall out. I'm sure that's fine. Get the cow out. Get the cow down. The removalists the removalists are still parked in my driveway hunting them wolves down. So I think they can probably take it.
So they're blocking the whole driveway.
They're blocking the whole driveway.
The neighbours must be furious.
They are so mad at me. They hate me. The cow won't shut up. It's just a mess over there.
God, your life's a wreck at the moment, isn't it?
It's not going well. It's not going well. But it's lovely to just have some time out and be here.
I don't know why you had to bring the cow. That's the only thing. So over the course of that winter, 4 more of his cows would disappear in a similar fashion.
No.
Just disappear. Out of thin air. Where's that cow gone?
Where's that cow gone?
He'd often stay up late at night, hiding on his own property, to try and see if he could catch whoever or whatever was attacking his cattle.
This is the start of him losing his mind, isn't it?
Potentially.
Oh, no.
One night, to his shock, he saw a black mass hovering over the ground about 100 yards away from where he was. He thought it looked a little bit like an F-117 Nighthawk, a stealth plane.
Oh. Or a bunch of bees.
Or a bunch of bees.
We don't know. They can shapeshift.
It could have been some bees.
It could have been a whole bunch of bees.
Or it could have been an F-17.
F-117.
How specific then.
I know. Oh, it looked a little bit like when he's like, it looked like a snub-nosed F-117. And I'm like, sure, I would know how to describe that.
Hey, you had me at F-117.
You get it.
Yeah, we know it's got a snub nose, mate.
But it was floating about 20 feet, but it doesn't. He's saying it looks like that, but if it had a snubbed nose.
Oh, okay, right. Put the drip snoot on it. No worries.
Put a drip snoot on it. Now we're talking.
Okay.
It was floating about 20 feet above the ground and was completely quiet. So he's like, I know it's a stealth plane, but I'm still going to hear something. And then coloured lights shone down onto the snow below, and Terry watched the aircraft for about 15 minutes until at one stage it seemed to turn towards him, almost like it was looking at him, and then it turned the lights off and it floated off.
Have you ever felt like a plane was looking at you?
Yes, every night.
Every night.
I've been at quite a few airports and never thought that plane is looking at me.
That plane is staring me down.
You look away. You look away.
Get out of it, plane. Get out of it.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you take a photo? It'll last longer.
Respect my privacy, plane.
This man is losing his mind.
You're threatening a plane.
Just go to airports every night. It's like, here it
comes. Fuck you. No, fuck you.
Come here and say it. You got something to say? Come here and say it.
Great point. Maybe that's how planes feel about people who go out and watch planes.
Yeah, right.
They're like, fuck off, I'm trying to land.
You absolute creep.
Ew.
Absolute creep.
And people are always trying to like get underneath them as planes go over as well.
Oh, yeah. Watch over
Stop
them.
looking at my nether regions.
I'm skirting a plane.
Yeah, I'm skirting a plane, you absolute pervert,
you should
and you should
never
feel
do that.
ashamed
That's
of
so
yourselves.
gross. That's so gross.
Anyway, so he's seen
I hate that.
he's seen a UFO essentially.
Essentially.
Right. For 15 minutes, did he get a photo?
No, of course not.
Okay.
As spring
How
sprung,
funny is it as well? Sorry, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, but how funny is it that the worst photographers in the world are always the ones that take photos of like unidentified things?
Yeah.
It's always like Bigfoot. It's like the blurriest photo ever. It's like, oh, there must be one person one day.
Yeah, now everyone's got like an 800 pixel camera in their pocket.
They're always awful photos.
Still can't get it.
there was a recent Bigfoot sighting, and it was absolute dog shit. And that's exactly what people say online. They're like, almost like.
Why are they always bad?
How do you have such a bad camera still?
How did you miss it?
It's like my mum's taking a photo of Bigfoot all the time.
On a
it's just
flip
zoomed
phone.
in.
That's crazy.
But still zooms in. How'd you even do that?
Someone's like, here's a photo of Bigfoot, and they've just accidentally taken a selfie.
Yeah, and you're like,
I got him. I got him.
Oh, I got him a beauty.
that's me looking at him.
It's just a photo of you crying. I'm going to take this photo real quick.
As spring sprung, more cattle disappeared, but now they reappear somewhere on the property, dead.
Oh.
I'm scared. Okay, I'm officially scared now.
Yeah.
Sometimes the cause of death wasn't apparent. There was like no wounds on it. Looked like it was just had dropped dead. Other times the animals were mutilated.
Oh.
The family continued to experience strange things. The unexplainable lights appeared more and more frequently. Poltergeists were seen inside the house, and black, featureless entities began to appear at windows and at the ends of beds.
Oh, that's scary. Planes at the end of your bed. You don't want a plane at the end of your bed.
No.
I told you to get out. Yeah.
Stop looking at me.
At what point would either of you be out of this place, of this goddamn ranch?
As soon as I'm seeing things inside the house.
Yeah, I'd be out.
Like little creature-y type things you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Mutilated cow.
Especially on like an isolated ranch.
Yeah.
Your neighbours are what, 30, 45 minute drive away?
Yeah.
Like it's maybe more.
You don't need that.
I don't want to be there.
You don't want to be there.
I wouldn't be out on a ranch anyway.
That's not your vibe.
I wouldn't have even started here, you know? At what point would you be out? I never was there.
I was never there.
I was never in.
Next question. So, all right, just play my game for 10 minutes. No, I was never there.
I wouldn't
and I don't know who you are. Stop asking me questions.
Leave me alone. Strange sounds would be heard as if they were coming from beneath the house, almost as if there was machinery operating underground. And neighbours could hear this as well. Voices were heard. They described it at times of feeling like a voice was coming from like the sky.
God.
Really strange. Random holes were found on the land.
Random holes.
But no dirt piles.
Oh, wow.
Where's that dirt come from?
What are we meant to believe?
And like huge big holes. Where's the dirt?
Where's the dirt? Hey, riddle me this. Where's the dirt?
And strange creatures were spotted in various spots on the property, from Bigfoot-type humanoids to canine hyena hybrids. There was also an invisible being that was witnessed. Now, how do you witness something invisible? Well.
Was it a being or a bean?
Being.
Okay.
Do you think I said bean?
I thought you might have said invisible bean.
Which is cool. An invisible bean.
How do we know?
Well, how do we know it's an invisible being?
It could be a bean.
It could be a bean.
It's a magical bean.
And I reckon Americans can't hear the difference in what we're saying.
Bean.
Bean or being?
Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean. You know that comedy character, Mr. Bean?
So you would see cattle would part as if something large was like running towards it.
Wow.
Just all of a sudden they'd all part. And then also that I was sort of like, okay. But then it also said water would splash as if large feet were stomping through it. That would be fucking spooky.
Yeah, that would be spooky.
That I'd be well and truly out by the time. I'd be like
we wouldn't be on a ranch in the first place.
I'd be like a cartoon character. Like you'd hear boing and then you see me in the distance. I'm gone.
Yeah.
You're way gone.
We see like your outline and then it sort of disappears into smoke.
That's right.
Oh my God.
She's gone. There's a Jess-shaped hole in the wall. I'm gone. A bright orange light would appear sometimes on the horizon, and when Terry viewed it through a telescope, it looked like some kind of portal with an opening in the centre. It'd be the middle of the night, this bright orange light, but then he could see like a blue sky in the middle of it, like it was a portal to another place.
I wouldn't like that.
I don't like that. Small red orbs would often appear on the property, visible in the tree lines, and they seemed largely harmless, other than they sometimes antagonise the cattle a little bit. But sometimes larger blue orbs would appear, and you wouldn't want to see the blue orbs.
Oh, okay.
Because they're hotter than the red ones, famously, in fire.
Oh, right, yeah. Would you take the blue orb or the red orb?
Blue every day.
Blue's my favourite colour.
Blue goes with my eyes.
Oh,
and yours.
Yeah, and I don't do red.
Don't do red. Red's not for you.
Nicknamed the Blue Meanies.
Actually?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's less scary.
The Blue Meanies.
That's really taking the fear factor out for me.
Imagine if that was a gang. The Blue Meanies. Oh, don't talk to the Blue Meanies.
We're on Blue Meanies territory.
No.
Oh, I'm so scared. But these orbs were somehow able to instill intense fear in people who got too close to them.
The Blue Meanies.
You would look at them, you'd get too close, you'd be filled with an intense fear.
Oh, God, I'm scared now. I'm scared. I am
Of
scared.
all of the strange and scary things that Terry and Gwen saw on the property, the Blue Meanies were the thing they feared the most. Because of like the weird emotional response, maybe.
Yeah.
So after 2 years of losing sleep and fearing for their safety in their home, they losing 14 head of cattle and their family pets due to weird phenomena.
Oh, not the pets.
Not
That's
the pets,
sad.
yeah.
And on the brink of bankruptcy, the family had enough. Their story had caught some attention from the media and was seen by Robert Bigelow. Now, Robert Bigelow, an American businessman, he owns Budget Suites of America and is the founder of Bigelow Aerospace.
Oh, not Juice Bigelow, American
Not Juice Bigelow.
That's different.
It's his brother. So a year before this, in 1995, Bigelow founded the National Institute for Discovery Science, or NIDS as I'll call it throughout this, to fund the research and study of various fringe sciences and paranormal topics, most notably ufology. Is that how you said? Ufology.
Ufology.
So he offered to buy the ranch from the Shermans, reportedly for $200,000, and they happily accepted and got the fuck out of there.
Right, but he wants it because it's spooky.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought he just handed over $10. There you go. That's all I'm offering.
And they said, thank you.
Honestly, he could have lowballed them
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
bad.
Good luck with the Blue Meanies.
I mean, you could take this money or you could stick around here and hang out with the Blue Meanies. The choice is yours.
I think I can hear the Blue Meanies coming now. Did you want me to see if they want to... Oh, you take the $10.
Slow down. Blue Meanies. At ease, Blue Meanies. They're leaving. He controls the Blue Meanies.
So NIDS has moved into the ranch. This is 1996. And you might think it's a bunch of kooks out to catch ghosts.
I never thought that.
I never thought that. I would never think of cooks like that.
But these were PhD professors with specialties in biochemistry, psychology, astrophysics, and veterinary science. Bigelow was apparently careful to hire candidates who were skeptical, people who would look for rational explanations for phenomena rather than get immediately swept up in conspiracies. So one of the members of the scientific team was biochemist Colm Kelleher, who, along with investigative journalist George Knapp, wrote a book called Hunt for the Skinwalker about the ranch and the findings that happened there during NIDS's research.
But he wrote it in blood on the walls.
That's right. It's my book. It's my masterpiece. I don't know why he's British, but...
Write it down. It's there. Write it down. Take your time with it. Write it down. I'm going to start again. It's a new comedy character.
It's insane, man.
There's a lot of spooky stuff in there.
A lot of spooky stuff in there. Got the apples and pears, love. You want to find more of my book up there, love? Something like that.
He's fully insane.
He's fully insane. It's a famous Utah accent.
Is that George Knapp?
No, that's probably Colm Kelleher. George Knapp, he had an interesting career. Knapp with a K. Knapp. And a double P. Yeah. He broke the story on Bob Lazar in 1989, who claimed to have worked on UFOs at Area 51. And so George Knapp's he's a well-known journalst, but writes a lot about these sorts of conspiracy theories, UFOs, etc.
Scary stuff.
Spooky stuff. Anyway, so NIDS have purchased the ranch, and Terry Sherman apparently offered to stay on as a ranch manager because he didn't really necessarily believe in the extraterrestrial side of things. He suspected that the phenomena happening around his ranch was more to do with secret military operations. So he was interested in sticking around and seeing what NIDS were able to find out. And they're all a bunch of scientists, and he actually knows ranch stuff. So they're like, yeah, sure, you can stick around. That'd be helpful.
Who's sticking around?
Terry,
previous
owner.
What?
I don't understand.
I thought you were desperate to get out, Terry.
His family definitely were.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's not having a great time. Yeah. But at least now he can leave.
Now he's got mates.
He's just coming during the day probably as well.
Yeah.
And he wants closure. He wants answers. He wants to know what the F is going on.
Yeah, these Blue Meanies are up my ass. They keep talking at me. Gee, they keep saying the meaner stuff.
Yeah.
So he's over it at that point.
And also, I want to say as well, I couldn't find heaps of resources about these sorts of early years, or like because there's a few different like documentaries and TV shows about this the ranch now. So a lot of this early stuff has all come from one particular podcast and like YouTuber bedtime stories, but they're not bedtime stories because they're all spooky.
Oh, God, I wouldn't be watching them before I go to bed.
Well, that's confusing.
So I meant to shout that out before.
Yeah.
That a lot of this has come from there because it was really hard to find info.
We've done such a good job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
That is what I was fishing for.
Yeah, you've done such a good job.
But in saying that, I'm saying somebody else did the work.
But you're still doing such a good job reading out that work.
Thank you so much. So the first thing the group of scientists did when they set up the ranch was to run a variety of tests because the phenomena described was bizarre and also really varied, and they suspected that there was likely environmental and psychological factors to consider. So my go-tos with anything like this are, number one, poisoning. Is there something in the water or the soil or a plant, something that's like causing some kind of hallucinations?
Yes.
That's what I think. Or is it one of those sort of mass hysteria type situations?
Yes.
Which also I never fully understand how they happen, but it's a big psychological thing.
Yeah.
Those are the things that I always think. Any other theories?
My go-to is always definitely aliens.
Yes.
Yeah. Always aliens.
Okay. Yep.
Bees is my thing.
Bees
That's
is
my
definitely a
go-to.
factor,
There's
yes.
probably bees there.
Yep.
And if there are bees there, what have the bees done there? What are the bees doing there, and why are they still here? They need to go.
Yep.
What have they seen?
What have they seen, and where are they going?
Yes.
That's what I think.
Yep.
I always go there in my head.
Yep.
I think
that's the end of my story.
Between the three of us, I think we've really got a few bases covered here.
I think so.
Just paranoid about bees all the time. The big ones.
The scientists considered these possibilities. Well, the two I mentioned. I don't think they...
I didn't mention bees.
They didn't go into the bees that
that's
much.
interesting.
Aliens is going to come up for sure, but less so about the bees. And maybe that's where they've gone wrong.
I don't want to talk about the bees.
Well, the bees are bloody controlling them.
Exactly. Big bee.
They're in their mind.
Big bee.
Big bee.
Good luck, mate.
Pull the other one. Don't even know what that means. Pull the other one.
Well, they also wondered if there was areas of intense electromagnetic fields or ultra-low frequencies like infrasound. Fault lines that cause tectonic or seismic stress can also be thought to cause light anomalies and visual hallucinations. Is that what it was? They ran a whole bunch of tests. Tests found very little.
Okay.
Aside from a few strange lights in the sky, the remainder of 1996 was pretty uneventful, and the NIDS investigators were left feeling pretty doubtful about some of the other stories reported by the Sherman family. They're like, this is kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm seeing some spooky lights, sure, but that's it.
I've seen a plane at the end of my bed, Tez, but that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, come on. But that's just Tuesday.
Yeah, okay. Tuesday's a plane watches me sleep. I don't know what to tell
Yeah, that's fine.
Don't know why you're going on about it.
Yeah, come on, Tez.
It's
He's
life
actually
on
quite
the ranch. I feel confident. I do.
He stops talking when the lights go off. It's fine.
It's fine. Sometimes when I can't sleep, he rocks the bed a little bit like I'm a little baby.
Like I'm a little baby.
And I actually find that quite soothing.
Actually quite
I don't know why I've
nice.
called them blue meanies. I found them to be quite delightful.
I found when I just opened up and was honest with them, we were able to have a beautiful discourse.
I call them the blue friendlies now.
I call them by their names.
Jeff and Tom.
How about that?
How about that? You ever thought about that? No. You only ever think about yourself.
You only ever think blue meanies. You never think blue Jeff.
Got feelings.
So not much is happening in the end of 96, and they're like, huh. But all that would change in the coming year.
Oh, wow.
No.
In March of 97, Terry and his wife Gwen were out in the pasture tagging some of the cattle. She did not like to go back to the ranch, but he had cattle there still, and scientists had cattle there kind of as bait in a lot of ways, which is pretty fucked.
Wow. And they're like painting targets on them. And
they're out tagging them.
Targets.
Targets.
So yeah, you're right.
And they tagged one calf and then walked over the other side of the field to tag the rest of them. And while they continued to tag cattle, one of the dogs they had with them started to growl. And they looked over to where the dog was looking and saw the mother cow of the first calf sort of stumbling around, clearly in distress.
Drunk.
And a little content warning here for anyone sensitive to animals. So they ran over and they found the calf dead, its entire abdominal cavity missing. Organs gone. All that was left was its head, legs, and spine.
Oh.
Parts of its ribs. Weirdly, there was no blood on the ground, and the ear they'd just tagged had also been removed. But it looked like it had been cut with a sharp object, like it had been done in a very precise way. No blood around. So really weird.
Dexter vibes.
Yeah. Something.
Could be Dexter. We don't know.
How could something remove 60 pounds of animal in broad daylight, in full view of where Terry and Gwen were, and no one saw anything? Like WTF.
Yeah, that's what the flip.
Oh, okay. That's not another organisation.
No.
I was looking into
another podcast with Mike Maron.
That's right.
Another plug.
So that doesn't make any sense, does it? That's
doesn't
that's
make
weird.
sense.
No, and they were right there and they didn't hear anything. They didn't hear.
No, they're on the other side of like a paddock, but they could still see.
And, and surely you'd hear like a cow being ripped to shreds.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you would think so.
And then the stumbling mother, was that just concerned or is she injured too? Okay.
I think so, yeah. A few days later at 11 p.m. one night, the dog started howling at something on the far side of the pasture, and Terry and some of the NIDS team got in a four-wheel drive and headed out in the pasture to see if they could spot anything. They had a big spotlight on top of the car, and as the light moved over a tree line, they saw two big yellow lights, and then they realised they were eyes reflecting back at them.
Big yellow eyes.
Big yellow eyes.
That's scary.
They stopped the car. Terry reached for his rifle. He kind of used the car door to steady the rifle.
Shoot from the hip.
So he could take aim.
Put his hip on the windowsill.
Put his hip on the windowsill.
Windowsill of a car. Windowsill.
He moves in mysterious ways, Terry.
He shot himself in the jaw.
And so through the scope on the gun, he could see a large creature sitting at the top of one of the trees. He took a shot and a thud was heard as the creature fell to the ground. They all heard a thud. They're like, you got him. So they drive over. I mean, they're not that far away. They drive over, no sign of the animal or anything nearby. They spread out to search. This is in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Don't spread out.
Never spread out.
And Terry was heard yelling, I see him, before two more shots rang out. Terry described the creature as a huge dog, but on two legs.
Standy-uppy dog.
Standy-uppy dog, thank you.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
I saw that written down. I didn't know how to pronounce it.
Standy-uppy.
Standy-uppy.
Standy-uppy
thank
dog.
you. They searched in the darkness for hours, but all they found were two large footprints, about 14 inches long, with large claw marks.
Yeah, that'd be the standy-uppy dog for sure.
Yeah.
Huge. Never found anything. On April 2nd, Terry and Gwen noticed their 4 prized Angus bulls had disappeared from the enclosure that they had just seen them in less than an hour before. These are like really, like they're prized, they're worth a lot of money. That's a few grand sitting right there.
Yeah, everyone knows bulls, they can't travel any distance in an hour.
It's not,
but they're like locked up in an
They
enclosure.
move at like 5 centimetres an hour. So unless they've moved less than 5 centimetres, something is fucked with these bulls.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I'm looking at the Facebook
I believe that's true. I believe that's true.
That's true. I can look that up.
Especially when they're locked up, it is hard for them to move long distances.
That's true.
So they drove past to do something, they came back, bulls are gone. So they get out of the car, they're running over, and Terry's looking around, and he found all 4 bulls crammed into an old trailer that was stored next to the corral the bulls were in.
They're not meant to be there.
He said they seemed to be in some kind of a trance. They were able to get the bulls out of the trailer and back into their enclosure, but the scientists couldn't figure out what had happened. One single bull wouldn't be happy about being confined to a small space, let alone all 4 of them squeezing in together, and they were all kind of, in a bit of a trance. And more importantly, the only entrance to the trailer from the corral was a door that was wired shut. So how the fuck did they get in there?
Oh, that's interesting.
How many scientists does the blade take to find a few bulls? It's the start of a joke. Don't have the ending yet, but this is the start
There's
of a joke.
something there.
There's something there,
there's
though.
something
You
to
can
it.
easily work on that.
It's already funny.
It's already fun. It's got a good premise.
Totally.
So I'll just come back later.
Yep.
I'll chop it up.
Yep.
Chop it up. Come back. I'll work on that later.
Perfect.
I'll send it to you later.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Chop it in.
Thank you. We just have like a completely different sounding audio file of
Really bad. Like I'm kind of underwater. It's like, what do you do this? Did it in the pool?
I did it in the pool. I thought of it in the pool.
Thought of it in the pool. I'll send that on.
You know how it is. I do my best thinking in the pool. Anyway, people feeling pretty spooked now.
Yeah, oh my God,
I'm
I'm
terrified
so
a little bit. Yeah.
Many other weird and unexplainable occurrences happened to the investigators working at the ranch. Researchers reported a sudden, strong musk smell.
Elon. He's around.
What's he smell like?
He smells like a musk stick.
Yeah, okay.
Which he invented, if you didn't know that. That's a bit how he made all his money, through musk sticks. I don't know why you don't let me do a report. I do Elon Musk. He invented Musk sticks. It's not just a one-sentence report, but I've got it. It's done.
It's very interesting.
Very good. Yeah. We're still talking about it now.
I love it. So they've just smelled a smell and gone, this is suspicious.
Well, it's sudden. A smell sudden. You're out in the field doing some work and all of a sudden you have an... Hang on, but let me finish.
Hey,
You got a sudden, strong musk smell accompanied by a feeling that something is watching you.
Oh, okay.
That bloody plane.
Like hair on the back of your neck standing up. You got full body chills. You got the chilly willies. You're feeling a bit like, what the fuck is going on here? And a strong musk smell, and you're not spooked.
You're not spooked.
You're kidding yourself, mate.
Yeah, you're just happy about the chilly willy. Am I right? Is this thing on?
Turn his off.
I'd be happy to smell the musk because I find musk a soothing smell.
Okay. When you have a bath, you put lots of musk sticks in it. I've seen you have a bath. Okay, I think that's why his partner won't let me.
Yeah, because you put too many musk sticks in the bath.
I'm always sitting with him in the bath going, why are you talking to her? We don't need her. She has G2G. That's got to go.
She's got to go.
She has G2G, brother.
Gotcha. Sammy trying to break
up
a marriage.
Be us.
It should just be us.
That's what we always wanted. I'm like Lady Macbeth.
You've changed. Anyway, strong musk smell, something's watching them.
That is scary. And that's with the scientists, because I started to notice a small pattern, and that it was always Terry.
I agree.
That had the stuff happening to him.
Yeah.
I've seen it's over here.
Yeah. It's over here. It's way over there.
They weren't here. Look, they weren't here an hour ago. It's like, well, where was everyone else, Terry?
Yeah, no.
Come on,
but stuff does happen to the scientists
So they're feeling they're smelling the smells, they're feeling the weird feelings.
This one creeped me out a bit. There's a couple here that are a bit spooky. One of the NIDS researchers experienced a strange phenomenon one night while looking out over the field with night vision goggles. He saw something huge and black just behind the tree line and felt as though that thing was taking control of his mind.
Oh, my God.
He said to his colleague next to him, "It's got me. It says they're watching us."
Oh, my...
That's scary.
That's scary. The unidentified object moved away and the ordeal was over, but it certainly seemed to shake that research for quite some time. This is the one that really got me. In the middle of the night, another time, two scientists were up on a ridge looking down towards the homestead when one saw a bright light, again through his night vision goggles. The other one didn't have night vision goggles. He could see the light, but it just sort of looked like a light. But to the guy with the night vision goggles, it was getting bigger. It seemed really, really bright. And it looked actually more like it wasn't a light, but in fact a tunnel, and he could see through to the other side. A portal again.
A portal, if
oh my
you will.
gosh.
He watched as a figure crawled out of the tunnel and then ran across the field, like so much faster than a human could. Like it was so fast.
You haven't seen me run.
That's true. So much faster than a regular person, unlike Sammy, who's incredibly quick.
Thank you so much.
And it sort of ran up the ridge and they both heard footsteps kind of near them. It sort of ran past them and they both smelt a strong musk smell.
Elon's back.
So the one who's not seeing through the portal is still hearing footsteps and run past them and smelling musk.
And smelling his mate who's just shat himself.
Yeah, musk is what they're...
Absolutely terrible.
It's shit.
It's shit.
You smelling that? And the other guy's like, no? Are you?
Absolutely not.
Whoever smelt it does it. Definitely.
Got him.
Got him a beauty.
Poo! Whoa, what's that?
Someone must have dropped their guts over there.
Not me.
But not me. Definitely not I.
Definitely.
I would not do that. Can't even fart.
That
one spooked me a little bit.
If you see someone like coming out of a tunnel and then running, I don't like that.
And then you like hear it near you. Oh, yuck! I don't like that at all.
No, I don't like that one bit. That's not a fun thing to experience.
And it would ruin musk sticks for life.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're a delightful treat.
I love them.
You can be having a bath bomb with them again. No thanks.
Way.
You'd have to move on to something else.
Oh.
You'd have to choose a new favourite smell.
Potpourri, probably.
Oh, okay.
Quite nice.
Oh, I don't like potpourri.
You don't like potpourri?
Nah.
Lavender?
No.
Vanilla?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I got you in the end.
If you'd said ylang ylang, that's my favourite.
What is that?
It's spelt like YLANG, and I only learnt recently. I've always been like ylang, but I think it's like elang. Anyway,
you rang.
That's how Jess answers the phone.
You rang.
you, Lang. By mid-1998, the odd activity on the property started to decline, and it did so for many years after. So the team finally pulled the plug and left the property in 2004. They were there for a long time, though.
They were there, and they were all paid for by this like eccentric millionaire.
Yeah.
The whole property drained down the plug because they pulled it. Is there something there?
No. Okay. So after Nids...
Siri, don't write that down.
Siri, don't write that joke. So after Nids disbanded in 2004, they maintained ownership of the property until 2016.
Oh.
The new owner was an anonymous buyer, and it wasn't until 4 years later in 2020 that it was revealed that the ranch had been bought by a Utah real estate mogul named Brandon Fugel. When he announced he was the owner, he also announced that the History Channel would be recording a reality TV show on the property titled The
Keeping
Secret...
Up with the Kardashians. And you can look that up. That's online.
You can look that up.
If they did a spooky season, that would be so... I'd watch their whole family going to a spooky ranch.
Absolutely.
That's so fun.
That is a fun way to mix it up after so many years.
Freaking out. Courtney, oh my God, look at his eyes.
And they're still doing the talking heads that are really bright colours.
Playing behind all of them all the time.
Always watching.
When I saw those eyes, I could not believe it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the show was called The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh.
The show has 4 seasons now.
Wow.
Incredible.
I think it's probably part of the reason a few people suggested this topic. And this is from Brian Higgins on Utah.com. I really like Brian.
One of my favourite websites.
Brian's writing is quite funny. The show portrays Fugel's attempts to bring scientific approaches to the mysteries surrounding the ranch. Surrounded by a team of experts in a range of scientific disciplines, as well as a guy named Dragon, Fugel seeks answers to the questions that he and countless others have asked over the years. If it sounds a lot like Nids, that's because it is. Reality TV just wasn't as popular in 1996. So it's essentially like people coming in doing very similar stuff, but in front of cameras this time. He goes on to say, like so many investigators before them, the current occupants of Skinwalker Ranch have found more questions than answers. Why does electronic equipment seem to malfunction on the ranch? Why have so many occupants reported unexplained illnesses? Why does the indescribable feeling of strangeness they feel on the ranch seem to follow them home? Why is there a grown man named Dragon? Did he give himself that nickname? Does he make his friends call him Dragon all the time? The search for answers continues.
I love that.
I love Brian.
Yeah, Brian's
great. A bit obsessed with Dragon, and I love it. I have seen... I'm sorry if you're a big fan of the show. I was not able to find or access much of it. I could get to I think I could see bits of the most recent season or maybe season 2 or 3 or something. I wasn't able to watch it from the start. Dragon, I believe, is on the security team.
Great.
But even the bits that I saw, it was just had a lot of tense music under nothing happening. And I was like, oh, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
That's too much.
Not that it was spooky. I was just like, you are trying too hard to make it
spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But people love the show.
Yeah, of course.
So, look, theories. There's a few of them. What are you looking up, Dave?
I'm sorry. I'm just looking up The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, and they're launching a new show called Beyond Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh my God!
Where experts join Eric, Travis, Dragon, and Brandon to investigate other mysterious ranches across the world.
Wow!
And see if the strange phenomenon is really confined.
So obviously the show's doing well.
Yeah, that's
so
great.
Funny. I absolutely love it.
So
I want to watch it. Dragon, my hero.
Yeah,
absolute hero.
It's a little bit funny. There's a guy on it named Travis who has that classic, really southern accent, and he's got PhDs in astrophysics and biochemistry and all sorts of stuff. But it reminds me of do you remember Joe Schaefer, a comedian?
Yeah.
And he used to do a bit because he has a bit of a southern drawl, and he used to do a bit about how he has the kind of accent where. You don't hear lawyers with that sort of accent. It's more like, Your Honor, I'll be representing myself. And it was just very fun. So it always made me think of that. And it's funny hearing this guy talking in this really classic southern accent, but about really stuff that I cannot even vaguely comprehend. It was just funny.
I'm a lawyer.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff.
That sort of stuff.
Yeah,
That's
sort of
good
stuff.
shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, some skeptics are quick to point fingers at the Sherman family, accusing them of making stuff up as a way to get rid of their property in a quick sale because they were close to bankruptcy. But neighbours reported similar odd phenomena on their properties, and Nids investigators experienced a lot of the same things as the Shermans' reports. Plus, As we mentioned at the very start, the general area had hundreds of years of history of unusual phenomena.
Yeah.
So it's unlikely that, I mean, how could they be making up something that has been reported for hundreds of years?
Yes, yeah.
And is that much of a real estate ploy to sell a ranch because it's terrifying? I don't want to live here.
Yeah.
Do you want to live here?
Do you want to live here? Come live in this horrifying place.
Yeah.
Or they were saying that like they were making it up for like potential money to sell their story kind of thing.
Okay, right, yeah.
But it's like there's a history of it. Other people that live in the area have had very similar things happening on their property.
Yeah.
Unlikely.
And Dragon would see right through you.
He would see right through
you.
So not only that, but physical evidence was often left behind, like footprints, remains of animals, and detectable changes in environment picked up by equipment like magnetic fields, for example. So there's evidence left behind. So it's not just them being like, oh, I saw something.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, right.
From Utah.com again, my friend Brian. Since the 1950s, there have been hundreds of reports of UFOs and unexplained phenomena in the Uinta Basin, and not just at Skinwalker. Neighbours of the ranch report seeing various types of bright lights in the sky, often appearing as a shape that looks like a doorway or portal. Others report giant flying objects. Cattle mutilations are common too. Some neighbours have reported seeing cows that appeared to have been struck by lightning with no sign of scorched earth to be found. One group shared a story of trying to spot UFOs one night, only to return to find that their car had been moved without a trace of tyre tracks in the desert sand.
Oh.
So naturally, there are plenty of theories as to what has happened on the ranch. And again, my friend Brian sums up a few theories. Theory number 1, people are lying to get money. Subscribers to this theory were likely the same people who raised their hand at the end of class and reminded the teacher that they had homework due. It's not a fun theory at all, and so it shouldn't even be considered. I love Brian. Theory number 2, extraterrestrial visitors. Dave, this is sort of the camp that you were sitting in.
Absolutely think it's aliens.
So the bees one's going to be number 3.
Yeah, we're working through them. From least likely to most likely. Bees at 1.
Unsurprisingly, this is one of the most popular theories about the anomalies at Skinwalker. It would certainly explain a lot of things like the bright lights, flying objects, strange voices, electrical disturbances, and cattle mutilated with scientific precision. But why would our flying friends be so secretive? Maybe they're filming a docuseries of their own. Oh. Brian.
Of course.
Who's the alien dragon?
There's no equivalent.
There's no equivalent.
Theory number 3. Bees. That's not true. It's interdimensional visitors.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
It's just like theory number 2, but with a sort of Marvel Cinematic Universe twist. Rather than believing that UFOs arrive from another planet, subscribers to this theory believe that they arrive from a parallel dimension or universe. Sounds crazy, but this would certainly explain why the lights in the sky sometimes appear to look like portals, and any kind of interdimensional gateway would be bound to cause anomalies nearby, right?
Right.
And then theory number 4 is geophysical processes causing the brain to hallucinate. He says, hold on to your brain-protecting tinfoil hats for this one, because it's a doozy. Developed by neuroscientist Michael Persinger, this theory posits that geophysical forces like tectonic shifts, seismic activity, geomagnetic fields, and others may affect the part of the brain involved with creating hallucinations. Under this reasoning, everything people experience at Skinwalker is a result of increased seismic activity in the area. So those shapeshifters, UFOs, and portals are all just a result of the witness's brain going haywire. So there you go. That's another theory. It's also probably worth noting, this is back to me, not Brian, and I miss him every day.
Yeah.
It's probably worth noting as well that while NIDS disbanded in 2004, it was quickly replaced by the Bigelow Aerospace Advanced Space Studies.
Say that again, please.
Bigelow Aerospace Advanced Space Studies. BASS.
Yeah, okay, BASS. 2 A's, 2 S's.
Which was more secretive and was working towards having government sponsor. In 2007, the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program, or ATIP, was a secret investigatory effort. Somewhere in there, I got most parts of the word, so I won't try again.
You're confident about it in the end. I like that.
It was an effort funded by the United States Defense Department to study unidentified flying objects, primarily on Skinwalker Ranch.
Oh, wow.
So the government's getting involved.
Yeah, of course they are.
From legendsofamerica.com. In the next several years, $22 million was spent on the program, which investigated reports of unidentified flying objects and was run by a military intelligence official whose name was Luis Elizondo from the Pentagon. The shadowy program was largely funded at the request of Harry Reid, the Nevada Democrat, who was the Senate Majority Leader at the time and who has long been interested in space phenomena. He was also a longtime friend of Robert Bigelow. However, this information was not publicly known until it was released by the New York Times in 2017. When the story broke, a Department of Defense official confirmed that the government-funded program and Senator Harry Reid admitted his complicity.
Still nailed it.
Thank you so much. Wow. So they admitted that existed.
Wow.
It was a secret investigation, but they did admit it. Today, parts of the study remain classified.
Wow.
And the Department of Defense has never officially acknowledged the program's existence, but it does admit that the program was shut down in 2012.
That's interesting.
So how do you shut something down that never existed?
Well, with a reality TV show with 4 seasons.
Holy shit, yeah.
It's the only way to do it.
So it may be up to the crew of The Secret of the Skinwalker Ranch to solve this one. The 4th season just aired a couple of months ago in August of 2023. So maybe in future seasons they'll be able to definitely tell us what the fuck is up with Skinwalker Ranch.
If anyone's going to find it, Dragon.
Dragon will absolutely find it. He'll sniff it out.
Yeah. But for now, it remains a mystery.
It's a mystery episode.
It's a mystery episode.
It's a mystery episode. That was fun.
I waited to the last possible sentence to tell you it's a mystery episode.
It's a mystery
work.
Worthy of Hercule Poirot.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Who's one of Dave's favourites?
Isn't that wild?
That's an amazing. That's an amazing.
That's an amazing.
That's an amazing.
Couldn't have said it better myself, but I think if you had the opportunity, would you go there? Because I wouldn't.
No.
Even though I'm suspicious and I'm like, I don't know if that actually happened, I still don't want to go there.
I don't want to go there.
No. You can be a skeptic and not want to put yourself through that. It sounds like it's quite a terrifying, but I don't want to see a mutilated cow.
No, I don't want to see that.
Yeah,
no matter who's doing it, someone
doing
or
it.
something's doing it. I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that.
I can spook myself, like just being alone in my apartment in the city.
Yes, hearing a noise, you're like, what was that?
Yeah.
And
I'll walk past a
alone
mirror and
and
go,
I'm like,
rah. Oh my god!
You do that to yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's too spooky for me.
Sometimes I do. Oh my god, that terrified me just then. So you can spook easily.
I love to jump around corners and spook my dog.
That's fun.
He loves it.
He does love it. Yeah, that is fun. That's a fun thing to do.
We're fun.
You're a fun mum.
Thank
You're
you
not like the
so
other
much.
mums.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's such a cool story though.
But having looked into it, do you a theory that you're like, this is my favourite, Jess?
Maybe. I mean, I tend to I didn't even really go into much of like there are sort of theories that it's military testing or stuff like that. Possibly, but I don't know. I tend to be a bit skeptical about stuff like that, but that's exactly what they want you to think.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
They want you to think that it never existed and they shut it down.
Yeah.
And I don't want to get too far into like conspiracy I don't think I care enough about anything to get really deep in conspiracy theories about it.
Yeah.
I think something weird's happening
Absolutely.
there.
And they spent so much money on it as well. That's the bizarre thing. And there's a reality TV show, 4 seasons.
And that like that so many people, like obviously that old couple who had it for 60 years, weird stuff happened to them. The Shermans had a lot of weird stuff happening.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of skeptics and scientists went in and experienced a bunch of weird shit. You kind of go, it's odd.
Yeah, and different stuff. Like obviously, like they're not going to lie and say like this happened because they want to keep a legend alive. Like that must be true. Everything online is true. That's what I want to say.
I agree.
Everything online is true. Have you heard about this?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
All right, I'm open to that.
You don't sound convinced, but you're open to it.
I haven't been online, but I love the idea of it.
He's not allowed.
Not allowed online?
Not
Got
allowed.
safe search on all the time.
Safer search is no search.
That's actually true.
But yeah, that's my report on Skinwalker Ranch.
God, I
Absolutely
loved
loved it.
I loved
Thank
it.
you.
You did such a good job reading it as well.
Thanks.
Did you feel good about it?
I felt okay.
Yeah, you need to be feeling a lot more confident about it because
I
you
had fun with
nailed
my
it.
friends.
Oh, God, and that's all you can have.
That's the best review. You really read that well. That's like when someone sees your hour-long stand-up show and says, well done remembering all that.
Yeah.
You look like you had fun up there.
How do you do it?
How do you do
I
that?
did have somebody say that at the end of my festival show. Like, I don't know how
Great
you
show, by the
remember it
way.
all. But she and I did like drama together in high school for 3 years where we remembered long plays. And
Entire
Did she,
plays.
though, or did she improv?
she was great at improv.
She improv Shakespeare all the time.
I was like, what do you mean? Also, I wrote it.
Yeah, of course I remember it.
I remember it. And also, I probably don't say it exactly the same every night. I'm fucking stuff up. I'm having some fun.
And you love improv.
I loved improv.
You love improv.
I do. Let's try some now.
Okay. You give us a scenario.
Snail factory.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Are we snails or are we making snails?
And that's the setting, and the characters are workers at the snail factory.
Okay.
And that's the whole
Sam's the manager.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Jess.
Okay.
You're the employee.
Hey, Jess, I just want to talk to you about something.
Yeah, what's up, Sam?
These snails are going way too slowly.
Oh, okay. Am I not meeting the KPIs?
You're not meeting the KPIs, Jess. And I think I'm going to cross my arms for this bit because it's kind of funny if I'm going into character. It's quite interesting that you're not meeting KPIs, and I wish you would. Gee, I wish you would.
Okay. Is there any way I could do that?
Maybe if you stop moving at a snail's pace.
Okay, I'll try to go faster.
Space jump.
Thank you for getting us. Thank you for getting us the fuck out of there.
That was really good. Look, I felt good about that. Did you feel good about it?
I got lost in the character and I felt really worried for my career.
Yeah, because I was coming down hard.
I did.
Yeah, I was coming down hard.
I'm going to lose my job. How am I going to feed my kids?
And I was that sort of manager that, like, I love to be everybody's friend, but if I need to come down hard, I will, because I need your respect at the end of the day.
And
rather
I respected you, but I feared you.
Yeah. I had that effect on people at the Snail Factory.
Wow. Thanks for getting us out of that, Dave, because I was lost.
Yeah.
I was spiraling.
In the improv. Yeah.
I saw you starting to cry and I thought, we're going to get her out of it.
There's
no,
nothing
that was
better
acting.
than...
That was acting.
That was actually acting. Yeah.
But yeah, well, that's brought us to the end of the report. Shall we thank Sammy?
Yes.
Could you actually also... Can I get some of that on my reel?
No.
Okay.
Trust me, mate, it was not worth it. We did not have your good side in that.
I'll get you the footage, no worries.
Thank you so much.
You don't want it. You'll look at it. You'll look at it and you'll understand why I said you don't want it.
The manager's one of my favourite characters, so I love that. Just love to have him on tape finally. Okay.
Now, Sammy, thank you so much for making your big debut on the main feed. We've had you on a bonus episode before.
A bonus episode behind the paywall.
Behind the paywall. But
I don't remember that.
Oh, you were pretty drunk.
I had a quiz with both of you.
A quiz?
Was it
the old Stupid Old Studios?
Yeah, Sam remembers it.
On Oven Street.
Wow.
It was the best night of my life.
Shit, that's
second best now.
Second best now.
That's so sad. You were at Dave's
wedding. Even though it's
wedding.
daytime, it's still the second best.
You were at Dave's wedding,
I was
and doing a quiz was the best night of your life.
And I did that. I object. It just needs to be you and me, Dave.
He did do
Remember that.
He did
that
do
was
that.
Awful. Sorry about that.
It was embarrassing. Sorry.
That's why the quiz was a better
I'm all
night.
you need. Yeah, because I got kicked out.
I'm all you need.
I'm all you need.
But Sammy, people can hear you every single week. Multiple times on the Confessions feed.
That is goddamn
correct. You do your Confessions podcast. Jess and I have both been on many episodes.
Many
we love it.
Love it.
You love it because you're both wonderful on it. Let me tell you that much. And Matt's on it sometimes too.
Absolutely. You find fucked confessions on reddit.com.
A wonderful website called reddit.com. I find wonderful confessions every single week and I read them for amazing guests to pick apart. So it's Confessions, the podcast on all the social medias, and it's just called Confessions. And also every second week there is another one called Am I the Asshole, which is on the same feed, but it's just I really wanted to double my workload on Reddit finding things, and so I went, hey, I'm going to find Am I the Asshole?
Yeah.
And you can identify, and people are usually on Reddit the asshole. That is something I picked up over the time. Yeah.
I'll stop you right there.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
It's rare when you go, I don't think you're the asshole this time.
That's right. It's not often that someone's asking, am I the asshole on Reddit, and they're not.
Yeah.
I think you know that you are, and that's why you're writing on Reddit. Yeah. So on all the social media.
Check it out, Confessions. One of the great pods. Hundreds of episodes for people to devour if they haven't yet discovered the fantastic show.
Devour them, goodness. Mutilated it like a cow.
Oh my God.
Beautifully put.
Too soon.
I'm so sorry.
Sammy P, thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jessica.
Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thank you, AJ.
Oh!
Isn't that nice?
That's nice.
I like to thank AJ.
He loves that.
He deserves it. And that brings us to everyone's favourite section of the show, where we get to thank some of our fantastic supporters, people who support us over at patreon.com.
/DoGoOnPod. I mean, you can just go on there and just generally support Patreon.
You can figure it out. Like, there's heaps on there.
Yeah, support everyone.
Chuck everybody $1.
$1, how many could there possibly be?
Surely that'll cost you no more than $50,000 and a month. And that's just good karma.
Yeah, exactly.
Supporting the arts.
Think of yourself as a wealthy benefactor.
Yeah, that's the dream, I think.
Yeah.
To be wealthy. So there's a couple of sections that we like to do here. I'm not usually in charge of saying this stuff. I'm in my head now. You take over.
Well, the first part is the fact, quote,
I got
question.
shy.
You got shy.
Yeah.
I'll stop looking at you. This is the fact, quote, or question section, and I believe I believe, I may be wrong, but I think it has a little jingle.
That goes...
They might go a little something. I like this.
Fact, quote, or question.
Ding! And she always remembers the sing, and I always remember the ding. And basically, people that have been that support us on Patreon, there's a level, the Sydney Scheinberg Deluxe Memorial Package. Get to give us a fact, a quote, or a question, a brag, a suggestion,
a recipe, a shout out, anything. It can be anything.
Yeah, these days it could be an agony aunt cry for help.
I was about to say a fact. And that's the first option. But I thought I was thinking of something new.
Could be, oh my gosh, they could give us a fun a fact. Is that something? And they get to give themselves a title.
Yeah.
And do you want me to read them?
I would love that.
Okay. Well, our first one this week comes from Isaac Keltenko.
Ooh.
And Isaac's given themselves the title of Guy Who Overheard the Guy Telling the Other Guy That He's Walking There, That They're Walking There.
I'm walking here.
I'm walking here. And is that the same as your last one? I believe it might be. I'm just double checking that I haven't got the same exact fact quote question. No, Isaac's just gone with the same question, the same title, which we love.
It's an important title. And look, it's nice to stick to a title. Some people mix it up. Some people stick with it. Whatever you want to do. This is your section.
Yeah, once you become a sir, you don't say, actually, I'm going to be something different now.
Actually, doctor.
Yeah.
You know?
Is there ever been a doctor, sir? We'll never know.
We'll never know.
This is a question from our guy who's over the other guy. He's walking there. They're walking there. Isaac has written in to say, hey, fellas, what's poppin'? Or in Jess's case, what's poppin'?
Ooh.
That's enough lollygagging around. Let's get straight to the point here.
Love this.
My dad recently told me that his favourite beer was Foster's.
Yuck.
Having never tried it before, I took him to the shops. We found a couple of cans and took them home to sippy sip right up.
Lovely.
25.4 ounces later. FL? What are we talking about? I don't understand these units. Whatever. I look down at the green can and notice it says founded in Australia. So I put two and two together. Australia plus beer equals fact, quote, or question segment.
Sure.
I would like to know what each of your favourite alcoholic beverages are and which are your least favourite.
Oh.
And Isaac has answered the question.
I can also answer for you. But let's hear Isaac's answer first.
Personally, I like a good old Guinness, pina colada, or old-fashioned. I hope you guys are doing well and happy block. And to you, sir.
Well, so one thing I'm a bit baffled by, and look, Isaac is obviously a Patreon supporter and at a very generous level, so I don't want to criticise, but Foster's is like the stereotypical Australian beer.
Yes, it does sound like that Isaac wasn't familiar with Australia being Foster's being the Aussie beer, even though we can't readily get it in Australia.
Yeah, we don't particularly like it.
No, it's one of those things where, especially in the UK, you find it on tap at a lot of pubs. And people go, oh, you're Australian, you must love Foster's. But here...
And we're like, no, that's piss.
It's not on tap anywhere that I've ever even been to.
No.
You can sometimes get it from a big retailer like Dan Murphy's. You get like a slab of 24-pack. But it's expensive because I think they have to re-import it.
That's crazy. Even when you said Foster's on tap somewhere, I was like, I've never seen Foster's on tap.
Yeah, I think in London and places like that I've seen it.
So yeah, it's just interesting to me. It's like, oh, Foster's is Australian.
Yeah, so that's great.
Like, it's the stereotype one. Like,
yes, but we don't know either.
But we hate it.
Isaac might be, I don't know, not in the UK.
Yeah.
Might be somewhere in Asia or the Caribbean or something where it's like, maybe it's hard to get as well.
And we all have little gaps in the knowledge and stuff like that. You can miss things. I just found that really interesting. Okay.
Yeah, but it is, famously Australian, but also we're always like, we don't really drink that.
Yeah. Favourite drinks?
Favourite drink for
David
me.
Warnicky, pina
number
colada.
one is a pina colada. Isaac, I'm with you. You've got great choice. Can I just say, let's get a cocktail.
What's mine, Dave? What do you reckon I like?
Your favourite alcoholic drink.
And it is tough because I'm not a huge drinker.
No, when we go out, what do you drink? Oh,
sorry, I might have stumped you a bit here.
Is it a vodka raspberry?
It probably would be vodka. I haven't had vodka raspberry in a long time. Makes me too excited. Okay, my favourite would be a margarita.
Oh, of course, I should have known that.
Yeah.
You love a margarita drink, you love a margarita food.
It's my favourite combo.
Yes, damn, I should have known that.
Margs and mugs.
I feel embarrassed.
My dream. You should. But like I said, I'm not a huge drinker, but also I probably would just have like a vodka lemonade or something. And I know people are like, vodka soda, it's less calories. It tastes like ass. I don't like it. Give me my sugar water.
Yeah.
I want to feel bad tomorrow. Matt, I mean, obviously he's a passionate beer drinker.
I know, but he would have a long list of his favourite beers. So it's I don't know. We can't answer for the great man, but he's I don't know what Matt's absolute favourite is.
No, I don't know either, actually.
He doesn't mind a Guinness. I don't think it's his absolute favourite.
No.
But he'll have that. And he often has like a dark stout, which I'm really not into. I was going to
say a stout, yeah.
No, I'm not into those. They're way too thick for me.
Yeah.
But Matt loves those.
You wouldn't say no to a cocktail either.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
I would say that my favourite beer we are talking about is I like lighter pale beers.
Yep.
Fruitier stuff. I had do you know the beer Pacifico, the Mexican beer?
Yep.
Had one of those at a Mexican restaurant last week, and it was, I don't know if it is actually different, but it came out and it was the proper imported one where it was all in Spanish and then they had to put an import label on it. And I don't know if it's just because it was cold or it was a hot day.
Yeah.
Or the lime they put in there. But it was heaven.
Oh, yeah, great.
Absolutely loved it.
Could have been a bunch of factors there, but so good.
Yeah, but because I've always loved a Pacifico, but I don't know if I've ever had the proper import before. So there you go.
I like a cider, an apple cider, or a pear.
Yeah. I know you love cider. That's what we get you.
I do like cider or a ginger beer. The thing is, I had to move away from ciders and wines and stuff because the sulfates trigger migraines. So I kind of had to pull away from that a lot. So that's why I don't drink as much anymore, because I just sort of got out of the habit or got out of the practice, I guess.
Yes.
Out of practice.
But don't worry, we'll get her back.
We'll bloody get her back. Don't you worry about
that. Thanks, Isaac. Great question.
Great question.
Next fact quote question comes from Sky, $, ampersand, @symbol, number 4, %.
That's incredibly offensive. How dare you?
Title Sky's given himself is The Best Bone Bowler, Billy Johnson.
The Best Bone Bowler. Okay.
The Best Bone Bowler, Billy Johnson.
I have no follow-up questions.
Yeah, is that a reference to something?
I said I have no follow-up questions.
What I do?
Okay, well, I don't want to hear the answer.
Okay.
La 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 la.
Best Bone. Okay, I've got no answer for you.
Okay, great.
Here we go. Oh, okay. I should have read ahead, but this is proving that we never read ahead.
We never read ahead.
It's a quote from Sky who says, "Don't ask about the title. It means nothing. Just a string of consciousness."
I see. Well, I'm glad we figured that. I'm glad you Googled that, and now you look insane to your computer.
And I'm afraid we're going to disappoint Sky here because it says, "This is a Bill Bryson quote, so Matt has an excuse to talk about him and Jess has to let him." Here it goes.
I don't have to do anything.
Well, I've got to read on, even though I don't really like Bill Bryson. This is a quote from Bill Bryson. "Roads get wider and busier and less friendly to pedestrians, and all of the development based around cars, like big sprawling shopping malls. Everything seems to be designed for the benefit of the automobile and not the benefit of the human being." Bill Bryson.
That's nice.
Well said, Bill.
Thanks, Bill. Really gives you something to think about.
But who's behind the cars, Bill? I'm behind the cars, and I'm a human being.
I feel a bit triggered by that.
Thank you so much.
Because I got hit by a car.
Oh, sorry. Yes, absolutely. And I was not behind that car.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know if that's true.
Check my dash cam. I've asked for a dash cam for Christmas. My wife thinks I'm crazy.
No,
She's like, that's a waste of a Christmas present.
You're just in your 30s.
I know. I was like, because she goes, "No, what else do you want?" I'm like, I don't need anything.
No.
I don't need anything.
I don't need a video game. If I want that, I'll buy it.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I would never. This is what I feel like. I would never buy a dash cam. Yeah. But I think the idea of them are kind of cool.
Yeah, I think so too.
They're useful, practical, but I'd never buy one. So I think it's a perfect gift.
It's a beautiful gift, something I wouldn't buy myself.
Exactly.
I don't need socks and jocks. I buy them myself.
What do you get the person who's got everything?
Socks and jocks.
A dash cam.
Dash cam.
Next up, we have Broderick Henry.
Oh.
The title is The Apparent Daddy Warbucks.
Okay. Why do I smell wet dog?
And it is a fact coming from Daddy Warbucks.
Okay.
"Hello, my lads, and little skipper.
Thank you very much. Hello.
I've been listening to your pod for about 8 years now and loving every moment of it."
Wow.
Every moment?
Broderick, I haven't loved every moment.
I was a Patreon subscriber in the past for a bit, but stopped when money was a bit tight.
Fair enough.
Absolutely.
Completely fine
Anyone
by
listening,
us.
if you are on the Patreon and you feel the pinch, which we know you do, feel free to jump off at any time.
We totally understand. Jump down if
Yes.
you want to, if that's more comfortable.
You got to feed yourself before you feed us.
100%.
Say.
Don't all jump off, though, for the love of... Not all suddenly, you know? Maybe a gentle decline would be better for us in terms of financial planning. We have to eat also, but, don't all jump at once. Yes. But if you need to, we understand and we love you still.
Thank you so much. Listening to the recent Block app and being told the Christmas cards were coming up soon again, I decided to go and ask Prod level to get a new cart. Imagine my surprise when I learned I've been on the Dreamboat Cooper level for the past 3 years. And I don't always listen to the end of the pod, even though it's everyone's favourite, so I don't know if my name was ever called in the shoutouts/Triptychs Club. So here I am, spending an extra $15 to hear my name hopefully mispronounced. So here we are. Take my money, and since I'm already here, I guess I'll stay to make sure y'all are still fed properly. I'm just talking about feeding.
But you could have also just sent us a message and asked if we've missed your shout out. I'll look it up for you right now.
Oh,
Broderick.
Am I Broderick Henry? How else could
Triptych?
I think no, just the shout out.
Oh, just the shout out.
Was it just the shout out?
I said 3 years. Hang on, let's have a look then. I didn't need to do this right now.
We've got to check out shout outs and the Triptych. I'll look that up as well. Because
not in shout outs. Unless I'm spelling wrong.
See, the problem is we're not sure is because you just get to fill out a form to be in this section. Is that the same name you use on Patreon, Broderick?
Yeah, that's true. We may not know. Broderick, send us a message and we'll look into that for you. Let us know what your name is on Patreon if it's different, because I can't find you just on that name. If your name's different, or send us your email address or something, message us on Patreon and we'll look that up for you. Message
us, Broderick, but this is us saying your name multiple times. Broderick Henry.
Broderick.
How else can we say that? Broderick Henry, the apparent Daddy
Broderick.
Oh, maybe it is Broderick. Thanks, Broderick.
Surely it's not Broderick.
Well, we're about to find out. Send us a message. Thanks so much. And finally, for this section of the show, we'd like to thank Evan from San Jose. The title is Assistant Vice President of the Alternate Backup Dugawan Fan Club, Silicon Valley Chapter.
Perfect. Thank you. An important chapter.
The Alternate Backup Dugawan Fan Club. Thank you so much, Evan. And we've got a fact from Evan, which says, in a recent episode, you referenced the Pinkertons Detective Agency, or as a detective agency. I just wanted to point out the fact that they were primarily thugs and strikebreakers for robber barons of the Industrial Revolution. They were mostly hired by rich capitalists to beat and murder their own workers.
Jesus Christ.
They did so in Butte, Montana in the 19-teens and in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the 1892 Homestead Riots and in many other places.
I gotta say, I don't remember mentioning the Pinkertons. It's very vague.
No, I remember we said it pretty recently. I can't remember why, but it's also on my mind because I recently just did on Book Cheat the Dashiell Hammett novel The Maltese Falcon.
Okay.
You can check out with Alexi Toliopoulos and Michelle Brazier. And he's like the father of hard-boiled detective writing and was once a Pinkerton detective himself.
There you go. Hammett. Okay.
So it's definitely on my mind.
That's really interesting, Evan. Thank you for...
So they must have done some detective.
That's like a fact, but also a bit of a fact check.
Yeah. Did you sign up? This looks like it's Evan's first fact quota question.
Wow.
We've got 2 people this week signing up. Broderick to say hello and Evan to tell us about the Pinkerton.
And look, a lot of people will just tweet at us to correct us on things.
Love
but
that.
We could ignore that. And so in this case, we could not ignore it. Yeah, so that's smart.
Exactly. And we've got to say thank you for the correction. I mean, it's a fact, probably a grim fact, we could say.
I guess so, yeah. It feels pretty grim.
Yeah. But thanks so much. And our next section of the show is where we shout out a few people who've been, supporting the show.
Yep.
We love them. So we Jess usually comes up with a game for a way we can thank them.
Yeah. I was thinking with, because we did get a bit of a kick out of the Blue Meanies, didn't we?
Yeah.
So maybe we could come up with, it's some sort of phenomena. We don't have to go into heaps of detail about it, but what it's called. These were the first people to see this strange phenomena and what it's called.
Yeah, so Blue Meanie, something like that.
Yep. Should I get the horse name generator up?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay, I'm on it.
I missed the horse name generator.
It's saved in one of my bookmarks now, so it's...
Have you used it ever outside of the podcast?
Absolutely
where you
not.
needed something?
Absolutely not. I refuse.
Yep. Good.
This is just for the pod.
So do you want me to...
Even when I'm playing The Sims and I have a horse and I need to name the horse.
Do you name your horse?
Yeah, you can name your horse.
You never random horse name generated your horse?
Nah.
Okay. Hey, should I kick us off?
Please.
I would like to thank, first up, from Knowlesy. Or Nosley. How could that be right?
Let me see.
Nosley.
Nosley.
All right, now you've said it properly. Rebecca
with 2 Ks.
Double K-A-H.
Love
if
that.
you need to know who you are.
What about Happy Yosemite?
Happy Yosemite. Okay.
I like that.
Happy Yosemite. That, for me, I'm imagining like someone who wears like a large hat, like a green hat, almost leprechaun-like.
Okay.
Like a happy...
You're thinking Yosemite Sam, but leprechaun.
Leprechaun and, yeah, happy, and maybe leaves coins under your pillow.
Okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
Love that. Do you want me to go next?
Yeah, sure.
Well, let's go back and forth. How about that?
Should I get the horse name generator up then?
No.
Okay, because I don't even know what to type in apart from horse name generator.
And I won't share it.
Yeah.
From Melbourne, Victoria, Xanthi. Do you want to just come up with something?
Oh, okay.
No, I mean, I can do it. I can do everything if you want. I can just do it all myself. I can do it all myself. I don't need you.
Pickle boy.
I see. I love that. And horse name generator wouldn't have come up with that. You got so chuffed with yourself
Pickle
there.
boy. Happy with that.
I love Pickle Boy.
About the size.
No notes. No, Pickle Boy.
Don't need to know anything about him.
No.
You know Pickle Boy. Imagine what you're thinking. That's it.
That's it. Pickle Boy. You've nailed it. And we've all thought the same thing. That's what's crazy.
Yeah. Wow.
That's the phenomena.
Think of that. We all know what Pickle Boy looks like.
Are we all thinking Pickle Rick, essentially?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Anyway.
I would like to thank from Woodbridge, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
It is Catherine Pagliuca.
Ooh. Pagliuca.
Catherine P.
Catherine. What about Cyclone Bill?
That's cool.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Cyclone Bill.
Again, I'm thinking like a Yosemite Sam type character.
I was imagining like that mix with a Tassie Devil.
Tassie Devil.
In the
It
spin.
kind of like spins in.
Yeah, sort of cyclones in, cyclones out.
And he makes a real mess and you're like, fucking Cyclone Bill.
And maybe, I'm Cyclone Bill.
Yes. And he just appears and you're like, how did he get here?
What the fuck is that?
Where'd he go? Crazy. Thank you, Catherine. I would also like...
Oh.
How fucking dare you?
Oh, that's right. Because you said Pagliuca or Pagliuca.
Oh, you thought
that made me think that you'd said it.
But I didn't. I just corrected you. I would also like to thank from North Melbourne, here in Melbourne, Tim Law.
I'll just jump in here. I think it's probably pronounced Tim Law.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
Tim Lau.
Tim Lau. What about Teddy Bear Taxi?
I mean, it's not terrifying, but it's cute.
Well, it is when you see the teddy bears.
Oh, right.
They are horrifically mutilated.
Yeah, oh my God, they've got rabies.
It is.
They are rabid.
It is not good.
Tim Law.
I don't know if you can tell, but we're recording this pretty late in the night now. And we've lost our minds a little bit.
But don't worry, everyone. We've got ice creams to eat after this.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Let's hurry up.
I would like to thank from location unknown, I can only imagine, somewhere deep within the fortress of the moles, Hannah Gregory.
Hannah Gregory, you sly dog. Sly dog. There you go. I've done it.
The sly dog.
Sly dog.
Okay. What are we thinking?
It's a dog, but with a real shifty... Look at its eyes, like from The Simpsons. The dog doing shifty eyes. We missed one as well. I want to shout out from Chicago.
I knew that. I wasn't sure how to pronounce this name, so I thought you should do this one.
Jennifer Dickinson.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Never heard Jennifer out loud. Never heard it out loud.
Jennifer?
I'm like, is that silent J? Jennifer. No.
What about
Jennifer Dickinson?
Geronimo Vegas.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, these are just good horse names.
Oh, but Geronimo, but like, that sounds like the name of a ghost to me.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard some, the floorboards creaking last night. That's just Geronimo Vegas.
Don't worry about it.
That's just Geronimo.
He's harmless.
Yeah, don't worry about him.
He's most active between like 2 and 3 a.m.
Yeah, but
I've got you some earplugs. You'll be right.
Never heard a soul Geronimo Vegas.
Yeah. No, he's great. He's actually good fun. He's actually pretty fun. You like him. Okay, back to you.
Okay, I would like to thank from Maynard in, where's this one?
Iowa.
I would like to thank Melissa Goss. Or Melissa Gossy.
Ooh, Melissa. How about Majestic Nuts?
Yes, and what about the horse name generator?
Or Picasso Nuts.
Picasso.
They're nuts, but they're all weird.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
Take your pick there. Majestic or Picasso Nuts?
All nutty.
All nutty. Nuts had to be included. I apologise. Yep. I don't apologise. And finally, I would love to thank from South St. Paul in Minnesota.
Whoa.
Taylor. No. Talia.
Talia.
Talya. Talia.
Okay.
You come up with one.
Okay.
Clear your mind. Take a deep breath. Let it out.
Okay. The vicious.
Yep.
Sausage.
Vicious sausage. Yeah. That feels right.
God, the vicious. You do not want to come across a vicious sausage.
A vicious sausage.
Oh, if you say their name wrong, you'll be haunted forever.
Yeah, you say it 3 times.
Vicious sausage.
Vicious sausage. Vicious sausage.
Vicious. Oh my God.
That's just a bit of silly fun.
Yeah, don't worry, Talia. We're not going to have the vicious sausage.
Vicious sausage.
Vicious.
Good warm up.
Vicious sausage.
Vicious.
Everyone, have a go.
Have a go. We'll wait. So thank you. Thank you to those people. I've lost their names now.
I've got them. Talia, Melissa, Hannah, Jennifer, Tim, Catherine, Xanth, and Rebecca. Jennifer, did I say that right?
Yes. And so the last thing we need to do is just welcome a few people into the Triptych Club.
Ah, yes.
So what this is, I'll explain this, Dave, and I'll do it seamlessly, is if you support the show on the shout-out level or above for... Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
For 3 consecutive years, you are automatically welcomed into the Triptych Club. Once you're in, you can never leave. It's like a cool, exclusive clubhouse, but not in a dickish way. And we've got Matt's on the door. He lifts the velvet rope, checks your name off. I'm behind the bar. This week, I'm serving bits of cow, and please don't ask where I got them from.
All sliced very cleanly, though.
Very beautiful, clean slice. And but I thought about making like a Skinwalker cocktail, but
oh, that sounds really gross. But I want to hear what it is.
It's Johnny Walker and a human finger, and it didn't go well in some of the taste tests. So I'm going to scratch that one. It's just a normal open bar.
That's weird.
Dave, you always book a band as well.
Yes, you're never going to believe who I've booked this week.
Who have you got?
You'll never ever believe it.
Yes, you've said that.
When I read out the name of this band, you'll be like, I can't believe that this is the band that he could possibly get.
I'm impressed you're able to pad so well while still desperately typing and trying to figure something out.
I'm not typing anything. I'm just getting up the contract to make sure all the I's have been dotted, all the T's have been crossed.
Yes.
And this week, you're never going to believe it, one of the most famous bands to ever come out of Utah.
Yes.
Even though they're now based in Las Vegas, Nevada, apparently.
Sure.
Is this anything to do with fucking Utah? Why has Utah come up? Their hometown is Provo, Utah.
Okay.
Playing live tonight, but obviously I've booked this band months in advance. Imagine Dragons.
Whoa!
Imagine Dragons, who is a name that I recognise, and I'm sure if I heard the songs, I'd know a couple, but I can't think of any.
How cool.
But we're excited to hear songs such as Believer with 2 billion streams. Jesus.
What was that noise? Jesus.
Oh my God, they've had 57 million monthly listens. Why have they said yes to come and do it? They're number 27 in the world. What the fuck? Imagine Dragons with a name like that? Oh my God, I'm embarrassed for them. But they're playing here tonight.
And we can't wait to ask them if they know of this Utah legend.
Yeah.
So we have a few people to welcome into the Triptych Club tonight, Dave. I will do the role of Matt, and I'll lift the velvet rope. I'll tick their names off.
That means you'll be the negative PRICK.
Absolutely not.
Oh, thank you.
Because I'm still going to be me. And so you're going to hype them. I'm going to hype you. So, babe, we're cutting out all that negativity, a.k.a. Matt Stewart. And we're cutting him out with precision, let me tell you. You won't even know.
Thank you.
So we've got 4 people to welcome into the club tonight. Are you ready?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I hype these people up.
You hype them.
I'm so hyped.
I hype you. And I love you.
Thank you so much. I love you right back.
You hesitated, and it's
sorry. I was still thinking about Imagine Dragons.
Let's listen to Imagine Dragons on the drive home.
We will, whilst eating those ice creams. And I'll probably be like, oh, this is pretty good. I get the appeal now. I just didn't know that they were that big.
Me either, actually. Okay, first up, we welcome into the Triptych Club from Brunswick, Victoria. It's Lindley Evis.
All Evis and no butthead here.
Woohoo! That's good. From Rifle, Colorado. CO, Colorado?
Yeah, but Rifle's awesome.
Maybe Riffle. It's Erin Romero.
Romero. Wherefore out there, Romero.
Oh, holy frickin' shit. Here's your Juliet.
yeah. I've got a Shakespeare one in here. Never done that before, probably.
From Alston, Massachusetts. MA? Maryland.
Let me quickly double check that.
I'm so sorry. I reckon it's Maryland.
It's Massachusetts.
Oh my God! From Alston, Massachusetts, it's Walker Anderson.
Walker right on in.
Yes, and finally from Aurora in Colorado, it's Cheryl Engelsman.
Engelsman. More like what rhymes with Engelsman?
What rhymes with Cheryl?
Nothing feral about Cheryl Engelsman. The first word that rhymes with Cheryl.
Woo!
Let me go. There's a website which I love, Rhyme Zone.
No, you've nailed it. There's nothing feral about Cheryl.
That sounds offensive.
It doesn't. You've said there's nothing feral about Cheryl.
Well, Rhyme Zone's failed me. It thinks Carol rhymes with feral. With Cheryl, sorry. 100% sterile.
Yes.
It's Cheryl.
I don't think that's good.
Okay. Never in peril when I'm with Cheryl Engelsman.
Third time's a charm. Woo! So welcome in Cheryl, Walker, Erin, and Lindley. Make yourself at home. Grab a drink. Not the gross one. Sorry again about that. And make yourself at home and welcome to the club. And
it also thinks that squirrel runs with Cheryl.
Squirrel and Cheryl. Honestly, Dave.
But Cheryl and squirrel?
Speak American.
Squirrel? Squirrel. It thinks Cracker Barrel rhymes with Cheryl.
Okay, we have to go. That brings us to the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed. If you want to check us out on social media, you can do so over at Do Go On Pod on all socials. I think we're Do Go On Podcast on TikTok. You can suggest a topic. There's a link on our website or in the show notes. And Dave, boot this baby home.
Hey, we'll be back with another episode next week. But until then, I'll say thank you so much for listening. Until then, it's goodbye.
Bye.